Hello, hello. So, today we're back with some D&D. I'm very shortly going to. I've currently deafened and muted myself in the voice chat, but I will very, very soon undeafen and unmute. But yeah, so there's going to be some D&D. I've made some changes. You should be able to see who's talking when and stuff once we get into when I change the scene. That'll be good. And I've also got push to talk this time, so I will be able to talk to you guys a little bit. I don't want to talk over people all the time, but I can say hello and stuff like that. And speaking of, hello, Pud. Hello, hello. Welcome to the stream. How are you doing? Okay, I'm gonna go meet the other ones, the guys in the call. Hello.
Yeah.
I am back.
Welcome back.
Hello.
Is
And
everybody else ready to go live?
Yeah. Should be good to go.
Give me like
I'm
10
ready
seconds.
whenever you're ready.
Let me see.
All right.
doing good. Birthday going well so far. How are you? That is great to hear, Pud. That is very good to hear.
Doo-doo-doo-doo.
I'm glad you're having a good birthday.
Ready to go.
Happy birthday.
All right.
Ready when you are.
Alrighty then.
Honk honk.
Welcome everybody to The Dark Veil, episode 1. This is going to be the delightful chaos that everybody hopes for. All right.
Oh, Bird, thank you so much for the sub. My
So,
gosh,
as
thank
can see,
you.
we've got a nice little
Thank
thing
you very
now where
much.
all of our
Welcome to the
characters have
stream. Hello,
tokens, and
hello.
you can see when they light
Were you
up
the one who
that they are
followed
streamed.
earlier? Hang on.
Yeah,
Where's my
we will
overlays gone?
say what.
There we go. Sorry, I
Yay.
missed a. I.
You demonstrate. Good.
Thank you very much for the follow as well. Sorry for
Yeah,
missing
yeah.
that. Couldn't see it for a second. Okay.
Who wants to give us a rundown of what happened in episode 0?
Ult for volunteers. All right, I'll do it. So, my God, sorry, I got an alert that distracted me. Last time on D&D, the group came together. We all headed into the town of Saltmarsh. Solus, Zell, and Clown wound up by the town center, doing many flips and handstands because Clown was doing them because Clown is a clown, and Zell and Sol thought that that was just what you did here and followed suit. Lyra stole money from Clown. Clown chased Lyra, trying to get his money back. Then decided that Lyra was his new best friend. Aera showed up around the middle of that whole situation. Very confused, I imagine, as to what the hell she walked into. The group split up to their respective inns.
Hello, Kelly. Welcome. Hello, hello. How are you doing?
At the meeting that was to be taking place at the town hall about
This looks new.
a
Yes.
mysterious series of events.
This is the
involving
second
some
time, and this is
mysterious
episode 1
ships that had been
of
showing
the
up
D&D
and
campaign.
attacking other ships. In the middle of the meeting, an assassin rolled through, killed one of the councilmen, and then tried to flee into a side room. Our brave little team of adventurers ran to try to apprehend the assassin, who tried to strike down Zell after
Doing good,
killing
about
an
to
innocent
leave to
woman.
pass out in a hammock. I hope you
Sol
have a
managed to
good
tackle
nap
the
or
assassin to the
sleep,
ground,
Kelly.
and I believe it was Aera, helped Sol keep the assassin pinned down, while Lyra got assistance from the rest of the council. They tied up the assassin to try to take him in for questioning, but the assassin vanished. After relaying the information that we learned to the council, we ended up deciding to investigate what happened with the assassin. We discovered the rope had some sort of residue on it, as well, and Clown discovered tracks leading to the window. We followed the tracks to the river, where we found this crab-shaped mechanical contraption sat in the bottom of the river. After some shenanigans involving almost drowning, we got Plow managed to get the crab mech thing out of the river and onto the far bank opposite the town.
Perfect.
That
So,
was very well done.
Yeah, that was a fantastic synopsis.
it really
Very
was.
good.
I have one good thing about me, and it is my memory.
So you all, you have this crab thing on the far side of the river. Anybody who's on the near side of the river is surrounded by townsfolk now at this point, because pretty much the entire town has heard what has gone down, and have gathered around watching y'all fumble with this crab. So, what's your plans from here?
Plown has crawled out of the tank and has done a backflip.
Aera has also left the tank and is looking very curiously at it.
Yeah, same. Soul is yeah, I suppose has crawled out if he was inside it and is sort of just looking at it. Having never seen anything, I don't think this mechanical his entire life. I don't think. What
Excellent.
is this thing?
Plown
Exactly.
stares at it lovingly.
So,
Anyone?
up close, you can now see that this is roughly about 6 feet long. It's got 8 legs and 2 crab-like appendages at the front of it. 2 protrusions at the top appear to be periscopes, and there is a small hole in the bottom of it for you to crawl in and out of.
I don't really know what this thing is. I don't think any of us really know what it is, but it moves, and I mean that could be useful for stuff, travel. I don't know. It's got 2 big claws. Maybe it does stuff with them.
Should we tell the town that we found this? They probably want to look at it.
Might be. If we think
I
the
mean,
assassin might have
yeah.
been, that might be best. Wasn't there that what was he? A tinkerer, an alchemist, whatever it was. Perhaps we take it to him.
Oh, well, do we? I mean, I know we moved it, but do we know how to move it?
Gestures to Cloud. He seems to know how to move it.
Plown pulls out his piece of parchment.
Hello, EXO. Welcome to the stream. How
mean-
are you doing?
Maybe we'll see. Well, here, how about since you pilot it, I'll go in with you and let's see if we can figure out how to make it actually go where we want to. Since it didn't seem like you were figuring that out very well. So Zell and Clown will go in there and take some time to figure out how to pilot it.
All right. So inside, you see multiple levers. You see where the 2 eye stalks come in. There's a place where you can actually put an eye up to it and see out like a periscope. You see various gadgets and gizmos and valves, but otherwise the levers appear to be the main way of controlling it.
Zell will
Good.
look straight up into the eye hole, the periscope thing, and be like amazed that you can see outside and all this other stuff.
I'm doing better for now. That is very
Yeah.
good to hear,
Wow.
EXO.
I
Glad
can
you're
see
doing better.
I can see outside from here, so we know where we're going. This is really cool. So how did you make it go forward?
Plown hits the first lever.
Roll a d6.
Rolling. Woo,
Probably a good thing
excuse me.
I didn't get to the point where I was saying, oh, so let's investigate the legs, because he'd be getting stepped on right now.
It's trying to go down, but it is unable to.
Did you write down what the levers do, or are you just pulling away?
Plown hits the next
idea.
lever.
No idea.
Oh, that's
Yes,
the
no
wrong
idea.
guy.
Alright.
Close enough though.
It is now heading south.
That is
Oh,
the
yeah.
direction
And
we
Zell's
want to
watching
go.
through the periscope for direction. Zell's gonna look through the periscope the whole time to see which directions we're going to ascertain which lever, like back and forth.
All right, so you want to do this via trial and error then?
Absolutely.
So we know that one didn't do anything. We know that one went that way. I also tried the other lever. Well, honestly, we'll try every lever until we know which direction does what.
Okay, fair enough.
All right, roll me a d20 then to figure out how long it takes you all to work this out, and intelligence
Yeah.
checks.
Here's
Meanwhile, I
mine.
just imagine just all chasing the whole thing the whole time, like, oh god, it's moving. Oh god, it's moving this way now. Why is it still moving?
Clown, the intelligent clown.
Holy shit, Cloud!
Yeah, these two can work together. It doesn't take you very long at all to figure out how to operate this thing. You figure out that it's capable
Clown
of
is
going
so
up and
smart.
down, and changing directions.
Honk
Okay.
honk.
Like, I'll peek out from the bottom with his head just sticking out. Like, okay, does anybody remember how to get to that guy?
No, not really.
Okay, we'll just start
I
Aera
exploring.
shakes her head.
Try to rack my brain really quick. Nope.
Honk honk.
Like, okay, well,
I
we'll
know
we'll
nothing.
drive. If anybody wants to get on top, we can carry you. I guess there's not much room inside here. If anyone wants to try and squeeze in with us, but I wouldn't recommend it.
I'll opt to climb on top a bit. I wasn't exactly comfortable the last time I tried to crawl in there, so I'll try to sit on top. Soul attempts to climb on top of the crab. Sit on.
Aera
Who's
mimics.
riding the crab?
Me. Soul.
Anybody riding the crab, go ahead and make either an athletics or an acrobatics check.
Nice.
Okay.
I'm gonna fall off the crab at some point.
We'll see.
We'll find out.
Okay. Oh, let me see something real quick here.
Someone.
Yeah,
drop.
Zell remembers where he said he was at. I
Someone
think he remembers where the guy's at. So I'll be like, all right, I have an idea as to where he's at. They said they were somewhere at the top of town on the edge. He had some kind of shop up there, so
we've
we can just go
lost
that way.
Honk honk.
Oh no!
We've lost
Yeah,
What did
she-
we
somebody.
lose?
Oh.
She has to reboot.
Oh no!
Yep.
Oh no.
Pause.
The dramatic
Pause.
pause.
Undramatic pause.
Undramatic pause.
That's weird.
Welcome back.
That's weird. I'm surprised. I have mine set up that my my avatars for you guys would disappear if you're not in the voice channel, and hers is still there, so I didn't think about it.
It's like, it must have been. It must have not. No one must have dropped. It must have been. Oh no, wait.
Oh,
Someone
oh,
did.
thought we were good.
Nope.
We're definitely not.
We're definitely not. All right. Oh.
Nope.
Nope. Still not good. Oh no.
You have
It's working on Pete's stream.
no.
Shush,
I'm
don't
not
tell
sure
him
what's
that.
going on.
Don't tell me these things. It's fine.
Oh, yes. Someone's missing from the
Oh,
call.
I see. Yeah, it's like a whole
Yeah.
Hello, my sweet little cat.
Oh,
boy.
now it is. And now it's gone. Yay. Well, at least it's working.
Or at least attempting to.
Okay.
Yeah. It's
Yeah,
nice
just-
when you have a lot of people talking.
Oh yes. And they're when you have a lot of people talking, they don't necessarily have voices that mesh up with their character. It's like
It seems that she's going to be gone for a bit, so we can catch her up when she gets back.
Okay.
Okay.
We'll just
Okay.
pretend she's nice and secure somewhere.
She's doing
I mean,
rogue
she-
things.
She was hanging out at the center of town. She never did really join y'all, so
Fair enough.
Yeah, she was investigating, wasn't she?
Yep.
yep.
We were all fucking around with a mecha crab, and she was doing a job.
Yeah. True that. All right, well, Zell will lead the way. He'll direct Plown on where to go to get towards where he remembers they say that the shop was at. Since, natural 20, what up?
Hack, hack.
I'm using all my 20s. This is bad.
All right. So y'all are heading straight to the tinkerer's shop.
Mm-hmm.
Perfection. All right, let me drag y'all over there. Doo-doo-doo.
Imagine these poor townspeople just kind of this shuffling metal crab abomination. Just
Ting, 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 ting.
what the fuck is that?
Dragging this thing all across town.
Ooh, this is like neat.
If we ever get up into that area, I'll be making more maps in Tailspire if we end up doing that route, but Roll20 works really well too.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Eventually, if we all wanted to roll over to Tailspire for this, that would be hilarious.
Yes.
It'd be great. Pete,
I'd
you'd
have
have
to-
to really learn how to make maps at that point because I can't know all this stuff.
Oh, I know. I know.
I'd
All
have
right,
to make
so-
Clown his Hero Forge mini.
Ooh.
I'm back. Sorry.
Woohoo!
Oh,
It's
Come
all
back.
good. Welcome
Hey,
back.
welcome back.
So, after determining where this shop was, and a good walk, it's a couple miles down the road. You,
We
you
rode
arrive.
the metal crab.
Yes, you rode the crab. You arrive outside this, now at this point, extremely large shop. Would you care to describe it, Ryan?
Yes, it's a lovely little shop. I've acquired most of the property in this area after the last few years of work. This used to be an old warehouse worn down, but I brought it down into stonework and made it glorious. I would say that my magic shop has definitely gone up there. The first tinkering item that I made, my Stone of Want, is still sitting outside the front of the shop. As soon as you enter there, each individual person sees this holographic sign pop up in front of the door, showing them exactly what they actually need at this point in time. As you step through the doors, you see a large stonework room filled with items left and right, swords and tinkering and magic items. Anybody who can detect magic in any source sees this room glow like it is the sun. As you look towards the counter, you see a man standing there looking over a vial with a full kit of alchemy supplies, trying to figure out what has been given to him recently. To his side, you see a small version of him floating in the air, picking up things and bringing them back towards him, as well as a copper rabbit just lazily sitting on the floor next to him.
So, the Stone of Want, in case nobody caught that, when you approach the door, this shows you a holographic image of what you most need. So I'd like to know, what does each character see when they approach this stone?
Goodness.
Plown will go first. Plown sees a book.
Ooh. Is it limited to
No.
objects or is it creatures or people?
Anything.
Anything. Oh
It's
dear.
legitimately, it's whatever you need. Let's say need the most is way it's been made.
Yep.
Let's see.
Yep. Plown is.
And
Plown
you
sees
might
a
not
book.
necessarily know.
We'll say it kind of fluctuates between a person and a building.
I would say when Zell walks up to it, he just sees a field of stars, and it kind of changes over into a device that's long and tubular. He has no idea what it is.
Aera just sees like shifting scenery.
Ooh. Oh. Oh no.
Damn.
Oh.
They It was her turn
You-
too.
It was her turn
Yeah, she's.
too. So, quick,
No.
quick, type what you see.
What did you see? What is it?
What is this?
Lyra's so taken in. Lyra is so taken in by what she sees, she doesn't even know how to describe it.
Clown enters the shop and does a backflip.
I can hear now.
Yay!
Hey, there we go.
I had to switch to mobile, I think, so I don't know
Fair.
what's going on. I blame Hurricane Ida.
That's
Yep,
fair.
that's a good bully.
Yeah. So did you catch what we were discussing?
No.
Okay.
There's
There is a
I-
stone outside the door that shows you a holographic image of exactly what your character needs, even if they don't know what it is.
Oh. What do I need?
What is
Well, that's
Lyra
something your
What?
character has to
exactly
figure out.
what do you need? It's up to you. You can be very vague about it if you want.
Oh, we're all,
Oh yeah.
Yep.
okay.
Clown saw a
Um,
book.
Oh, you want a book?
He needs a book.
Lila thinks, and she is thinking about getting away, sort of like a vacation.
Oh dear. Okay.
Lila sees a ship at a sunny beach.
There you go. Sure.
Lila sees
works.
a vacation.
Escape.
Hasn't
And
even
would
started
you-
the adventure yet, and she's done.
I'm done. And what you missed also was Aera saw shifting scenery, Zell saw a starscape and a cylindrical device, and Soul saw a person and a building.
Oh, yay! So really normal things, and then there's my character. Yes, good. So
I mean, it's a very normal
Okay.
thing too, a vacation.
I mean, Clown had the most normal thing out of all you fucking freaks.
I would like a book.
Yeah. I mean, come on.
Books are good.
Books
They are
books are
important.
good.
So
Besides,
do y'all go in or do you knock? What do you do?
It's a shop, yes. I shall just walk in.
Yep. Clown follows.
Yep. Aera also walks in.
And who is in possession of the rope with the residue on it still? It might be me. I don't know. I don't have it in my inventory, but one of us
Don't
had
have
it.
it. I don't have it.
Well, if nobody put it in their inventory.
No, I know one of us had it.
Clown crawls
I think
over
it
the rock.
was
They might
it
have
was
been me.
Aera's rope.
I think it was
Aera's
Aera.
rope, wasn't it?
Aera?
So
Yeah, it
Yeah,
might have
yeah.
been.
Yeah. So, Soul's gonna spot the tinkerer, who I'm assuming must have the vial of the stuff, because I think someone had brought it over to him.
Oh, let me
Yeah,
enter the shop.
sorry.
Excuse me, you're the
move him over here.
nope.
Nope. Yeah. Sorry.
Sir? Sir?
Take.
Sir?
Honk, honk.
Are you the tinkerer? Sir?
After a moment, the
Oh, that's a
small
okay,
creature that looks like him kind of runs over and flies to you and kind of holds up a hand in front of your face and tells you to stop.
What? What?
and
Ugh.
then, and then flies back over and kind of you see it tapping on his shoulder to get his attention. He's like, huh? What? Oh, you guys. Oh, okay. Sorry, I was a little wrapped up in there. I usually get lost in my thought. Hi, you guys were from the thing with the thing, this thing, yes?
Yeah, we actually, Aera, you picked it up. We have a rope that I think has more of whatever the fuck that potion was on it. It might help.
Aera takes out the rope and hands it over to him.
Okay. Thanks. Well, I'm still looking over it. Got some idea of what it actually is to a point. It's gonna take a little more time for I get the actual full idea of what we were dealing with here. But for now, I can at least tell you, for the most part, it's. I mean, are you how familiar in spellcraft are you? Probably not much, right? You guys don't really seem that seasoned.
Clown
I
runs over and honks.
can't
Hmm?
speak for the rest of this lot, but I'm certainly no spellcrafter.
I can't say that I am.
Aera just shakes her head. Oh, and hello.
Okay.
I don't
Well,
know
I
if I'll
can
be
put it
doing
in the
Hades today.
nicest way possible.
How are
Then,
you doing? Welcome to the
this
stream.
was a potion that would basically turn you into a gas, and it makes it very easy to escape. If that's the case, there's ways to surmise it, but it's otherwise not that easy for you to do. Otherwise, it's gonna take me a little more time. I could have more information for you later, but at the very least, I could tell you that way he escaped, he wouldn't be able to return so easily. But he definitely just gassed out, I guess.
There's
Okay.
we might have found how he got here, and you're probably gonna want to see this. It's certainly not anything I don't think any of us have seen before.
Oh, all right. Well, show me the way then. If it's something you think that he got here with, it might help me out.
Who's gonna walk towards the door?
Clown runs out the door.
Like Cloud,
As he,
Cloud, don't take it away. He's not gonna take it.
Honk.
if you look back, you see him come through. He has, as he starts walking, that rabbit starts following him just the same,
Fun,
and
little fun.
goes outside and. Oh, this is a interesting thing. Where did you say you found it?
Honk,
In the
honk.
river.
The river. Okay. I've
Huh?
I have seen this before. I wonder if this is the same one that's been out there. Um, Probably the same one from back then. Honestly, I don't really see this all too much there. Here, I'll give you the full details on it in a moment. And he's casting identify on the thing to like, bring up some more understanding of it. Uh,
Put that in the chat.
While he's doing this, Soul is going to lean down and try to pet the rabbit.
Roll me a d20, Stephen,
yeah.
because it'll determine if I give you all the information or not.
Absolutely.
Clown
Oh,
has
it was almost so good. It was almost so good.
Oh, what was it?
It was like on an 18 for a while, and then it went 2.
Oh.
Ooh.
Mm.
Oh.
Oh.
oh no.
Oh
It was
boy.
like, "Ooh, fuck you." Is what it
In
just
that case,
I think I'll say at the very
You
least you could
just
probably
did
just give
this.
him as a name, and that's about it.
Yep. Boop.
apparatus quality. Oh my god.
And the weight.
Yeah, this is the apparatus of Kalwash. Uh, Obviously, you've gotten here, so you know it's a travel device. I can't really say much more. This is well beyond anyone's capability within this area. It might even be on mine to create something of this nature. It's obviously massive, weighs a lot, moves around. Give me enough time and I could tell you more, but you'd have to leave it here with me. Zell kind of
Clown.
goes up to Cloud and be like, "It's okay, buddy. It's okay.
River.
We don't have to leave it here. Calm down."
Crab.
Clown's best
Hmm.
word is crab.
The only word he knows is crab. Really?
The only word he knows is crab.
Yes. I rolled it for him, and I was aiming to beat a 15 for if he started learning, and he is now starting to pick up on language from you guys.
Oh, nice.
Oh no.
Nice. Yeah, I see that natural 20 from earlier.
Nice.
Well, buddy, I'm really proud of you for saying words, but let's calm
Crab.
down the voice just a little bit.
Crab. Okay.
That is not. Oh dear.
Honk
that-
honk.
Oh my god.
He moves
Well,
out of the way.
regardless, this is a thing. I wouldn't say it was probably used by them. I'm pretty sure this was used by a previous acquaintance of mine. Their group seems to
Ah,
have never really come back to fruition, so it's been probably been sitting there for a while. But honestly, I don't remember. I only saw it once.
interesting. Because hmm, well, Clown found footprints and they were coming from this thing. Well, from the river where this thing was.
No, like I said, can't say. I've only seen one once,
Hmm.
and that's assuming it's the same one. But I mean, I doubt there's many of these around. This is a bit much.
Soul using his tiny brain to put two and two together. Complicated
Oh,
piece of shit. Hmm?
who was trying to pet the rabbit?
Me.
Oh,
Soul
when
was
you pet
like,
the rabbit, it feels like stone, like just hardened stone. But
huh.
when it moves around, it moves naturally.
Soul is fascinated by the moving stone rabbit.
I would be careful with him. He won't actually bite, but when he does, it definitely hurts.
Well, considering he seems to be made of some sort of stone, I imagine.
Oh, the bite's just a metaphor. Trust me on that.
Plown is inchworming on the rug.
All right.
You'll go the small servant starts like trying to hush you up from underneath the rug.
Okay, Plown, is the carpet soft?
Soft.
I wish I didn't ask.
So,
Oh no.
all right. I suppose now where?
Well, for now, you're welcome to look around the shop if you'd like. If you purchase anything if you like. If it's for sale, it's on the floor. Otherwise, I'm going to get back to checking on that potion to know exactly how this person came here and ran away from us.
Sounds
And
good. I
goes back towards
suppose
the bench here.
we could head back to
Book.
the book. I suppose we could head back to the scene of the crime and see if we can find anything else. We found the rope and we found the footprints, but we don't think we checked anywhere else.
200,000 to draw Lenny.
They're all inside.
If Lenny is voted for.
Yeah.
I was just walking out here talking to myself. Shit.
Standing there looking at the crab, just talking, and everybody's
I spin around, everyone's gone. Like, they're not here anymore. I see. Well,
The crab is a very good listener.
The
My
best,
only
one
friend.
might say.
So you want to head back to the scene of the crime?
I suppose. I don't think any of us had even any money to really spend on anything.
Have nothing.
No money.
Hold on.
Oh,
Plown
Yeah,
has
looking at the
money.
area
Todd
in the
has
shop,
monies.
Plown
all
might
of the
have
stuff
enough
in
for what
here
he
is
wants.
like, oh really? You're welcome to try.
Book. Blank.
A blank book.
Yeah, he's a. You need a book? A blank book?
You
I'm
can't.
not sure I actually have any blank
Yeah.
ones left. He kind of waves over to his servant and says, "See if he can find him a blank book." And after a moment or two, let me do a quick here. Boop, boop, da, da, da. Yeah, he does not have a
Same
blank
idea.
book. Is that if? Sorry, it doesn't seem like I have any blank ones. They're all filled at this moment. But there's the general store in town. You can go check that.
Plown attempts a backflip, fails, and runs out.
All right.
Glad my shop is made of stone.
just kind of bow and make exit. He's like, all right. Ta-ta.
Hey, thanks. Come back in maybe tomorrow, and I'll have more answers for you.
Aera nods and hesitantly just follows.
The world's most awkward band of adventurers. Heads on their way.
Yeah. Thanks. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I guess we're going back to the scene of crime, see what we can find, I guess.
Alrighty. Head back to the scene of the crime.
And before you ask, yes, we are driving the spider tank there, or the crab tank.
Hell yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay, you are.
Clamber's back on top of the crab. Not really gonna be
Alright.
room for me inside.
Roll an athletics or acrobatics for whoever's
Here we
riding
go.
on top of the crab.
Yeah,
Hell yeah.
I will do it. I'll
Oh,
take her.
it's-
I'll catch a ride.
this is a much more rough trip for you, Solus.
Okay, acrobatics. Okay, come. A
We need
dirty
to-
20. Let's go.
Oh. So,
Nice.
yeah, you managed to keep. You actually helped Solus stay on the crab when you see he's falling off.
It's like, oh god. We need to engineer a massive apparatus on the top of it so we can just sit. Or hook a
Chair.
carrot
A saddle.
saddle, yeah. I was gonna say saddle, but I was like, I don't know if the saddle is appropriate for this. Sure. A carriage, a saddle, a series of ropes.
All right. So
Alright.
when you get back to the town hall, it's all abandoned at this point. Everybody that was there is gone.
Or dead.
The bodies have been cleaned up.
Okay.
You can see the blood stain underneath the chair where the townsperson was stabbed. But otherwise, there's no other real sign that anything happened here.
Oh, okay. I thought I could grab someone else's token from him. No, so it's just under their token. Okay. I was like, wait, what? Is this pair of handcuffs on the floor a thing? Or is that just there?
No, that's a pair of handcuffs. It's
Well-
two eyelets with chains in them.
Clown takes them.
Yeah, I'm like, why is that there?
Go ahead and roll a strength check, Clown.
All right. See how strong Clown is. He's got decent strength.
Oh, they might be there for I see. They might be
Yep,
there for
you,
if there's a trial. Yeah.
You definitely pick up the chain, but it's firmly fastened to the ground.
Fair
I,
enough.
I think this is for if they're trying a prisoner.
Honk honk.
Like a prisoner is secured there.
Something like that. Could you explain what's a prisoner?
Someone who has done a bad thing and has been taken into custody for doing the bad thing. Well, not always a bad thing. Someone who has been taken into custody by the town guard.
Okay. So kind of like the guy that we try to stop, essentially.
Yes. We were trying to
Oh.
make him our prisoner.
Okay. Well, he did try to kill me, so yeah. It's still a little easy from earlier,
Reasonable.
but yeah.
Alright, this was the room, yes, over here.
Yes, that is
that
where
was the room where
the
we
scene
fought.
happened. At least that's where you fought him. Yes.
So I guess we'll attempt with my we're gonna go with perception instead of investigation, because I'm not well, that didn't help.
You walk into this space and you do a quick glance around, and yeah, the adrenaline rushes back, and your blood starts pumping, and you remember the heat of the battle.
I see nothing else here. Walks back
And
out.
Clown face plants.
Yep.
There's no new blood stain on the floor, where Clown has now face planted and taken 1 bludgeoning damage.
Yes.
we have done well.
Aera will take a little look
Yeah.
around the room.
Zell's
wow.
just trying to look around for anything that we hadn't seen.
The bird eyes. The bird eye.
Zell doesn't see anything new. Aera, you're looking around, and you're noticing that this building is much bigger than the areas that you have seen.
Oh.
I guess we could.
Huh. Um. That seems like something I'd want to look into more.
Yes,
All right.
to explore the rest of the building.
Or did I misunderstand? It seems bigger than like places I've seen before, or it seems bigger than what I think it should be. Wait, did I?
Oh
Maybe I
no,
misunderstood.
you're looking at the building, the room that you've walked into, and you've realized you haven't seen but a small portion of this building.
Ah, okay, right.
That is a fair point.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Trespass.
Clown,
I
you're
mean,
really learning some big
is it
words there, buddy.
big word? I don't even know if anyone said trespass. Um,
You heard it in passing.
um, is it really
Okay.
trespassing if we've been hired to investigate?
Clown's voice is getting a little raspy, so he pulls out his paper.
Maybe.
Uh,
I don't know.
yeah.
We hired, volunteered. We're
I mean,
solving a murder.
we all came here to volunteer. Yeah. Remember the whole thing this morning with the big group of people about some bad people coming around? Yeah. And then somebody got stabbed. Then I got stabbed. And then they told us to find the stabber.
It was like, oh,
Yeah.
Zell is awfully
All right.
chipper for
Well,
having
I
just
mean, we
gotten
can guess.
stabbed.
Clown
You know,
doesn't
Zell is like,
to punctuate that
he,
conversation.
yeah, he
that's
has
good.
to keep a good attitude, or else he's gonna go crazy. He's not. He's upset that he got stabbed, but he doesn't want everyone else to be sad about his stabbing.
You are the glue keeping this group together.
Zell is the brain cell that is keeping this entire situation functioning. Um, somehow. So I guess
I mean,
is there another door to this room, or I
So,
suppose there is, because there's
uh, let's see. Solely, you would not have seen anything other than the door you
no.
walked in. Aera
Okay.
sees that there is a hall that goes off down to the left.
I
Um,
missed an entire.
Aera walks towards that hall.
Oh, so Air is walking towards the hallway.
Yep.
Okay, it cut you out the last.
Oh,
You're
sorry.
You're good.
no worries.
You got discorded.
Zell start falling.
Yep.
Hi. Did you see something? Where are we going?
Clown intuits what, or want. Clown intuits what Era's doing.
Everyone's like,
Aera
wow,
kind
Era's
of just
going direction.
points
Although weird.
towards the hallway.
I missed that.
Start
So
heading towards the hall then.
when you approach the hallway, you look down and you see that there's bloody footprints that have gone
Well,
down to a
that's
door, and then they've turned around and came back with a smaller set of footprints following them.
Cha-cha-cha.
Hmm.
Clown sees some footprints.
Could these be
We
the
did, yeah.
footprints of the woman when she went to go find the little kid and brought the little kid back? Because that was a thing.
Zell
That
went
happened.
with her, so yeah. Zell would be like,
Oh,
Um,
are these
no, it was
Zell's
the
footprints?
lady that was talking. No, you don't see any footprints from Zal. This was the lady that was talking to us in the big room, and she said that she lost her daughter. I helped her find her daughter back and down the hall. She probably stepped through. Maybe it was my blood. I'm not sure.
Blood.
I'm gonna try to investigate to be sure I don't know what this woman's feet look like. I doubt I.
As they haven't cleaned this up.
Yeah, this is interesting. We could.
We could go to the room that it was in and see if there was
Yeah.
anything different in there. I mean,
Yeah, I guess we could. Yeah, go to the end of the hall and try to open that door anyway.
if I remember correctly, the woman that he killed was the little girl's attendant.
Clown
So-
goes to the end of the hallway.
The footprints, they go down the hall, and the door that they approached was on the right. If the door stands closed, if you turn around, you also notice that there is a door to a room on the other side of the hall as well.
Split up. We can split up. Someone take that room. One of us take the other room.
I'll take the non-bloody room and go to the one to the left.
Fair. I'll go to the bloody room then.
I'll go to the bloody room.
So,
Alright.
Zell,
Lyra.
you open up the door and you're looking in on what appears to be a small playroom. There's toys strewn about. It looks like somebody was in the middle of playing when they quickly got up and left.
Mm.
Little girl.
Gonna throw an investigation out there just to see if there's anything that would help us in what we're trying to figure out. Wow, that's great. 11.
You don't notice anything really out of place.
Clown also investigates. Clown definitely doesn't find anything.
Clown's not familiar with the concept of toys.
No, not quite.
Not really.
But could Clown spot a book?
You really
Nope.
want a book?
Nope.
Clown wants to learn.
Clown would like a journal.
Anybody who's going to the door with the bloody footprints in front of it, when you
Yes.
open up that door, you're looking inside a broom closet.
That checks out. Didn't the woman find the little girl in the closet hiding from the assassin? Or she found her hiding.
Can I look around and behind the brooms and see if there's like a opening or anything?
I mean, you're welcome to look.
I will look. So
Roll that
investigation.
investigate.
Yep.
Okay, come on, Lila. Show me some stuff. 15.
A 15. You notice that there seems to have been a little cubby that's been formed out of the various accoutrements that you'd find in a broom closet. You're realizing somebody who's your height would not have noticed a small person hiding in there.
I move the stuff out of the way and point it out to the group, and I look inside. Does it look like a tunnel?
No, it was literally somebody had made this to hide themselves in a quick fashion.
Got it.
Kid. Alright, so it certainly just looks like we're seeing just how the events that transpired, or wow, how events transpired prior to us seeing the kid. Kid was playing in the playroom, heard commotion, ran and made themselves a lovely little hiding spot in the broom closet. We tackled the assassin. The assassin wasn't able to get back here. The woman came through, stepped through a puddle of blood on the path to try to find the little girl whose nursemaid had been killed. Found the little girl, brought her back because we saw her. We saw the girl. So nothing of this seems out of the ordinary. Or at least doesn't seem like anything we hadn't seen for ourselves already. Or rather, I suppose it doesn't not line up with what we saw happen.
But I was just outside listening to you recap. It doesn't really seem like there's much left here. According what the guy said, he turned into some gas and ran away. I mean, if he's gas, he's not going to leave behind much of a
No.
trail of evidence.
I suppose I was hoping he'd, I don't know, conveniently drop some letter that explains exactly why he's here and his purpose. Wishful thinking.
Convenient.
Very! But
that
It's not the
that
case.
sounds like plot.
convenient letter explaining what he's doing here and why.
Well, I mean, according to what they were saying, they're being attacked by people out in the water. Why don't we go look where the boats are and see if anybody's heard or seen anything?
Ah, yes. That would work.
Clown
I
peeks.
suppose if anyone's gonna know anything, it's gonna be the fishers, right?
Aera
Clown
nods in
peeks
agreement.
outside to make sure the crab's still there.
Let's see. Make a perception check, Clown.
Perception. 16.
You notice somebody's looking pretty closely at it.
I walk over to him.
Uh-oh.
Honk honk.
They look at you. You're looking at what appears to be your friend Soli. They're a tall tiefling,
Huh.
similar in height and build. They look at you and just walk away.
And the rest of us come around the corner just in time to miss this whole bizarre exchange.
Clown point.
What? Oh, was there someone at the crab?
Imposter.
What do you mean, an imposter? Let me see. I guess perception to see if I spot the person walking away. Here, let's see. Holy shit! I got
There
eyes
you
and
go.
tieflings.
All right. Anybody else looking where Clown is pointing?
Yeah. Mm. Boop, 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 boop.
What's Clown pointing at?
Imposter.
Pointing
Dirty
after,
20.
pointing after a person he's claiming to be an imposter. Potentially an imposter that looks like Soul. So a big, tall tiefling.
Got dirty 20s, natural 20s going on. I think we see them.
Yeah,
I think we see this, man.
Pretty sure everybody sees him.
Tall
Everybody
tiefling, high
sees
five.
this. Yeah, everybody sees this tall tiefling that is just walking away and rounds the corner.
A tiefling. It's
It's
a
a
tiefling.
Imposter.
Yes.
Clown. Just because it's a tiefling doesn't mean there's more than one person that looks like me out here.
What?
Aera just looks confused at them.
Yeah,
All right,
Sal
you want
does
me to
too.
you want me to follow him and take a look? Because I guarantee, just because it's a tiefling, it's not an imposter.
Sus.
Sus, because a tiefling in a town that I've seen more than one tiefling in was looking at the strange metal contraption.
Crab. My crab.
I don't think he's gonna take the crab, but it's very strange. I'd stop and look at it too.
Clown runs over and hugs one of the legs of the crab.
It is cold and unforgiving.
He still feels the love. It's okay.
I just kind of look back at Zell, like, all right, what do you think?
He's named the crab Charlene.
The crab is now named Charlene. It is so.
Well, just walk up. It's okay, buddy. It's okay. If he was just looking, I mean, we wanted to look at it too, so he was probably just curious. He didn't do anything, right? He just looked at it.
Crab.
Still has an idea. It's like, all right, clown. Before I go trying to chase after this man, 'cause he's probably already long gone. He just kind of shakes, kind of like moves his tail, like kind of dangles the end of it in front of Clown. Did his tail end in a puff of fur like mine does? It's my most.
Horns. I I don't. No.
Alright, well, unfortunately, horns isn't much to go on.
I think we could just leave it be for now,
Yeah.
unless he comes back. Let's just go start talking to people and see if we can figure out where this guy came from.
Yeah.
Hello, Mando.
Well,
Welcome to
we're
the
just
stream.
fine to make
I'm
sure
doing good. How are you
fishermen
today?
and ask him
Hello.
like we were going to do anyway. Either way, if we want to. So which direction did the so we rounded a corner.
Let's
Which
see, freehand. So we started here, and it went up this way, and then back around that way. But that was we were reversing the footsteps, so it came from the river where we found the crab around and into the building from the last time we were here.
Yeah. And then so the man that Clown claims is an imposter. None of us saw, except for we saw him leaving. But when
Was
did
he heading
go,
towards the docks?
Was he heading south or north? I suppose.
So he, you would have seen him walk off this direction.
So up north of our map. Oh, yep, dropped again. Ida caused them a problem.
Do we want to
Is
chase
anybody
after
following
this
him?
man, or do you want to?
All just sort of shrugs. It's like, I mean, if it's either Cloud's right and it's an imposter, and even for a tiefling, I'm a bit odd. It would be strange if there was another tiefling who looked exactly like me. So that is odd.
Oh.
Or it's just some poor man we're gonna end up chasing and harassing.
Hey, what's the worst that could happen? We make him upset. We could just smooth it over afterwards. Let's just find out where he is. I mean, if Pound saw something odd, it's worth a shot. We have nothing else. And I'll start walking off, looking for this imposter.
Okay, we were looking for the fun. I'll come with Zell.
Clown stays with the tank.
Aera follows Zell as well.
Just in case Zell gets spanked again.
Thanks.
Soul and Aera are the only ones who actually see this happen solely because of your nat 20, and Aera because you got higher than a 22. When you round the corner, you catch that the tail end of the tiefling disappearing into a portal.
Oh.
I'm sorry.
Oh.
All right, now this has gone from bizarrely convenient to suspicious. Zell, did you see that?
Did I see what? I just came around the corner and then you started yelling.
Well,
Aera mimics Clown going, imposter.
Here, I got you. Imposter.
Thank you.
well, I certainly saw a tail disappear into what I can only assume is some sort of magical, nonsensical portal thing.
Aera nods
I don't
fervently.
imagine that's typical behavior for a person.
No, not usually. And also, I think we lost Liv again.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh.
It did.
Oh no.
Hmm.
Anybody want to make perception
She's
checks?
only hearing. I did. 20.
Well, on live.
Oh, on live? Yeah. She said her internet keeps going out and she's only hearing half the audio.
Oh.
Yeah, but does
Oh.
anybody want to make a perception check?
Oh.
Oh.
Sure. I
Running it. Boom.
on
17.
All right. Clown, because you hung back with
live.
with
Oh,
dear
no.
friend, you hear a gasp and then a short scream, and you turn around to see a large purple portal appear, and tentacles appear and drag her into it.
No.
Oh no! Oh no! Why?
That doesn't sound good.
No.
This is where we learn if Clown can yell.
Help. Please. Friend.
For Clown yelling. Oh no.
You are too distracted by what you just saw.
I'm too distracted by what looked like my own tail disappearing through a portal.
My passive is 15, so I'm pretty sure Zell would have heard that at the very least to help.
You probably should have gone over the passives.
And I think I would start running back and be like, "Oh no, something's wrong. We need to
Oh,
go back
shit.
and start running back."
Turn starts follows sounds like, oh, okay.
Portal 8. Hurt.
Portal. What?
Wait. So let's,
What
what color was the portal? What color was the portal you saw?
I'm assuming it was purple, yes.
Purple.
Purple.
Shit.
What is it?
What makes purple portals?
I haven't
Ranks my
the
no
foggiest
knowledge
idea.
of Arcana. 2. I know nothing about purple portals.
Yeah.
So we don't
Yeah,
have a tinkerer.
no.
Are there any other mages or spell anything in this town who might know what a purple portal means other than the tinkerer? Because we can go to the tinkerer.
Yeah, but he's already busy working on the thing. I don't know.
It seems
I usually deal with things with more of a nature-based. I'm not sure.
How close are we, by the way,
Clown
to the
does an
bridge
anxiety
that we
backflip.
felt? How close are we, by the way, to the bridge that had caused the sinking feelings earlier?
It's just around the corner, to the south of where you actually were.
This is related to that goddamn bridge. I can feel it.
Bridge.
The bridge that gave us the sinking feelings.
Aera kind of
Clown didn't feel that.
Aera just kind of
You didn't-
cocks her head confused at that statement.
You didn't.
Wait, what?
You did.
guys don't. I felt it.
I felt it. We went over the bridge, and it's like our
Yeah.
stomach dropped out.
Yeah, it's like when you fall off a tree. It's like that feeling of falling. It's kind of like that.
No.
So,
Aera shakes her head.
you know magic. I am demon-blooded, or devil-blooded, whatever the fuck it is. Horn people-blooded. Perhaps
So why were we drowning in the
magic
bridge
of
last time?
some sort.
Oh no, they were
Infernal
drowning because they didn't want to walk on the bridge.
Oh, I
So
don't
that's
have
what
anything
started that.
infernal in me, as far as I know. But I mean,
Well, I'm
I don't
not
know.
exactly a fey creature. I don't think.
I don't know, but
I'm really not sure what.
either way,
I'm not sure if the other side of my ancestry could be an elf.
either way, now we're missing somebody. We need to go find her.
Well,
Let's
yes,
start
we-
looking around, I guess.
Is there any portal? Do the portals leave residue? That potion left residue. Do portals leave residue? Check residue.
Residue, got it. Looking for residue of portal.
I'm gonna run back to where the other portal had been. I'm going to check that area. There are multiple portals. Maybe we'll find something at one of them.
Solely make a intelligence check.
I know
You
shit.
you remember nothing about the portal that you saw.
Fuck. Not even where I saw it open.
Oh, it's going great. I don't know.
Curse. Lots of loud
Zell
swearing.
is going to attempt to climb up the building to get a better view of the area and see if he can see Lyra anywhere.
Panic.
All right, go ahead and climb the building.
Yep.
Clown follows.
Aera follows Saul to go help
Okay.
investigate that area.
Unfortunately, I don't know. Apparently, I don't know where that portal was. So I guess we're gonna come back and check the front of this building instead for any portal nonsense that might have been left behind, which I'm not going to find. With an 8
It's a homebrew
perception.
campaign.
Everybody climbing the building has no trouble
Yes,
climbing the
I
building.
think so.
Do you
Hello,
see
Banana.
anything?
Welcome to the stream. How are you
My
doing?
voice
I'm
got a raspy
looking,
voice.
but I don't really see anything up here right now. I can't. I don't know. Zell's getting flustered. He's like, "Oh no, this isn't good. This is not a good way to start the day. Got somebody stabbed. I got stabbed. Now we're missing somebody.
Does Clown see anything?
Clown, you're looking around. You've got an excellent view of the city. You're looking down at the wall where this portal seemingly appeared out of, and nothing seems out of the ordinary. Because Ellis, you're distracted by how beautiful everything is.
Oh my god,
he's definitely like, yeah, he's in awe of what he's seeing, but he's also freaking out because so much shit has happened in like 2 hours. It's just like, okay, Clown, I don't see anything. We need to find our friend. We're losing things, and this isn't good. When we lose things where I've been, you tend to not find them, and we need to find them because we don't know where they are now. Where do we start? Do you have an idea?
Clown. That's the wrong one. Hold on. Fucking. That one. Clown hugs Elias and just tells him it will be okay. It's okay. Breathe.
It's okay. Yeah, you're right. It's okay. Thanks. Okay. We should get down, start looking around, maybe start talking to some people. What you said she was taken in the portal? What took her?
Tentacle.
Tentacles.
It's
Slime
getting old
rope.
stream vibes from our voice like the original
Slime rope?
Subnautica days.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay, rope, got it.
I'm trying to not talk over
I
people,
don't
so I'm
know portals.
lowering my
I
voice so
don't know
slightly.
slime rope.
So probably around then, yeah.
I know there are people here, and people know things. Let's talk to people and see if people know things.
Yes.
Yeah? Okay. And he'll kind of hop down,
Yeah.
land on the floor.
Clown gracefully hops down as well.
this is gonna be a fascinating scene from
Oh,
Lyra's
no.
perspective. Alright. We're all back on the floor. So pacing around, like, alright, where do we? I suppose we should we ask around here first? Should we find the Tinkerer and see if he knows anything about purple portals? Whatever you saw.
Is there anybody in this area aside from us right now where all this is happening?
Let's find out.
It's like there's a crowd gathered as these people are flipping out, climbing buildings. Nope.
It's
Great.
completely empty.
No one can help
Which
us.
makes it even
Very
more
good.
suspicious.
Oh no, I don't like this. I'm gonna start going that direction, and I'm gonna see if there's anybody we can talk to, and hopefully get some information. Because right now we are lost,
Right,
and we
you
need
go.
to find things.
Clown
I'm gonna
gets in the tank and follows.
Yeah, and I'm gonna head towards the bridge, I think, and don't know what I'm gonna try, but we're gonna try to see if I can figure anything out here.
And Aera will follow Sol again so that we split up evenly.
We split up evenly. It's like we're gonna start up and look for clues, and hopefully that can take it.
Split the party. Best decisions ever.
Ever.
Yes.
What else?
I'm just looking for people to hopefully start up a conversation and get some information on the person that was killed, on our missing friend, and on everything that's going on because Zell is very confused.
All right. So it's late afternoon at this point. The street where you're on mostly is a street where people when the ships come in, the street is mostly used for transporting the goods coming in from the port. And by late afternoon, it's pretty much abandoned because everybody's either having dinner or the goods have all been moved. So at this point, there's not many people around.
We'll find anyone that is here. And uh hi. Could use some help here for a minute there. I'm trying to figure out some things and I don't quite understand it. But have you seen a person, and I'll do my best to describe the assassin that we saw, dressed like this or looking like this in any capacity whatsoever? Also, have you seen a portable with slime ropes coming out of it here lately?
The person that you are speaking to, anybody else who's looking would recognize them as a homeless person.
I look,
He's
actually,
kind of just
that's right. They see everything. Wells of knowledge.
he's sitting against a wall, facing out towards the water, and he just looks at you and says, "Slime rope. I tell you about slime rope. Good 20 years ago, the slime rope came out of the water. It ate me. I barely escaped."
Oh
You
no.
see the slime rope? You know where the slime rope is? What? How do we get it? Our friend got taken by it. We don't know where it is.
Well, if your friend got taken by it and they aren't back, they've been eaten.
What? They've been eaten? No, this isn't good. Where? How do we find the slime rope? We need to save our friend.
The slime rope finds you. You go out in the sea and you just don't come back.
Oh no.
Okay. Thank
No.
you. Hmm. What is it?
Friend dead.
Hmm. I don't like this. Okay. Thank you, sir. And he kind of walks off to try to find someone else to hopefully get some info from.
That voice imitability, you can play beautiful pranks with that. Oh yes, I have had ideas.
Alright, is there... Oh, poor Zell's gonna come back believing all kinds of nonsense. Oh.
What's the era?
Era kind of looks at Sol and gestures to the bridge or up the road and looks questioningly.
Soul's sort of similar to Zai, I guess, looking around for people
All right.
that he'd be able to ask, since this is the direction that the tiefling vanished through the portal. And that's sort of the only lead we got. The tiefling went through a portal, and then Lyra got grabbed through a portal. It seemed they might be related.
Era imitates the voice that she's used before and kind of just asks, which way do you think we should go?
Do I... Oh!
You see a tiefling crossing the bridge.
Excuse me, miss!
Ooh.
Excuse me.
Oh, hello. I don't see many of my kind here.
Same, I don't see much of our kind either. First of all, when you cross that bridge, do you get an odd feeling in the pit of your stomach?
Oh yes, every time.
Right. And second question, have you seen any have you seen any other tieflings in town? Specifically,
Hello, Jay. Welcome to the
Any-
stream. How are you doing?
doing anything suspicious, possibly involving a purple portal?
A purple portal, you say?
Yes.
Oh no, no, dear. Any tieflings in town usually work for me.
Where did you work? I'm curious now.
Oh, I own the quartermaster's shop. It's just across the bridge and near the bay. We sell magic items of all sorts as a way to bring income into the quartermasters of us. You don't know of us?
I'm new to the area.
Oh, I thought all the tieflings in this town were of our organization.
I'm very far out of this area.
Oh, I see. Well, should you find yourself in need of employment,
I'll be sure. Come by, stop by. Thank you. Another question.
yes.
We're looking for another man. She goes on to describe the assassin. If you see him, be sure to find me or my friend Aera. Oh, Solus, by the way. Me or my friend Aera here. We think he might be involved.
Oh, I'm Captain Zendros. Go ahead and make a persuasion check to see how well you describe the assassin.
This is not gonna go well. He was a human man with brown hair.
You don't even remember that much, dog.
The vaguest description I could possibly give. He was a
It's a
human.
Oh.
He was a human man.
She points at a random person. Are you sure that's not him?
Unfortunately, I'm not the Aera. Would you like to try? You might have a better time describing him. And also then realize that Aera seems to only speak in borrowed voices. This might not work.
Yeah, Era. Not to mimic the voice from earlier. Let's see then.
You roll persuasion now. Let's see if you're ready. Oh my god, thank god for Aera.
So Aera pieces together bits and pieces of several different voices. It sounds extremely strange to Soli, but the captain looks at you thoughtfully and says, "Yes, it's been many years though. I haven't seen him in forever.
Oh, you know him.
I don't know
Or
him.
you knew him.
It's just- he
Well,
he caused some trouble for our group previously.
oh.
They were very good customers."
Well, he might have tried to. I'm sure this will be all over the news anyway. He did assassinate a councilman and tried to kidnap a child. He escaped from us before we could catch him.
Oh dear. Yes,
So-
I was there when that happened.
Oh yes, you were there, weren't you?
Didn't get a good look at him though. I didn't realize it was the same individual.
Well, if you happen to come up with any information, we'd be much obliged if with any assistance into the investigation and capture of him. Yes. Same
Well.
goes true to any. If you see a tiefling that looks possibly like me, but isn't me, there's a lot of very strange things happening right now. I'm sorry.
Era imitates Plown and says, "Imposter."
Imposter.
Thank you.
Well, normally we only deal in goods, but we do have a bit of traffic, and if I see anybody matching your description, I'll make a note of it.
Thank you very much. Era, let's get back to Zell and Cloud and tell them what we've learned, shall we?
Aera nods.
Runs down the street. I bite heavily.
Oh, you might have. I did not get any good news, and he points over to the homeless man and says, This man informed me that the sticky ropes that took our friend, they don't come back. That kills them. If they haven't come back, then they die, and they're not back, and I don't like it. But that man said that the sticky ropes are what caused this, and he's been abducted, but he came back, but she's not back, so I don't know what to do.
Soul looks at the clearly a homeless man. kind of, and back itself.
It's grabbing at his arms like something was holding on to him.
Clown imitates him.
This could be crazy. There could actually, at this point, he could be crazy, or there could be actually something going on.
I mean, I don't know.
What?
You said you had to lead though. It's probably better than what we've done because there's like nobody here.
Well, by lead, I'm into the assassin anyway. There's a store in town, run by the quartermasters, who's led by another fellow tiefling, a woman, the same one who's in the council with us earlier today. And
Okay.
she has seen our assassin before, a long time ago. And I told her that if
Oh.
he happens to come upon any other information regarding him, that I'll pass it along. So at least we've got. He's been seen by someone else previously. It's not much of a lead, but it's possible.
Okay. I mean, yeah, it's better than nothing. Um, there's like nobody here. Do you want to go back to our inn? I mean, if they're not here, they're either, you know, drinking. That's what I've seen people do here so far since last night, or they're home. And if there's nobody here, there's really no one to talk to, unfortunately.
We might want to head back to the Tinker and mention those portals. Try to describe them as best we can. He might know at least where they went, or what manner, or I suppose what manner of magic made them.
Yeah, we could certainly try. Honestly, we're grasping at straws now, right? We don't really have an idea of where to start.
Sleep.
Sleep. Cloud wants to sleep.
Clown tired.
That's fair.
Oh, buddy. Well, he did tell us to come back in the morning, so how about first thing in the morning we go after them? And maybe we can find someone in the tavern now to give us some more info? I mean, there's got to be
Nods.
someone else that knows something, right?
Right. I guess we had. She was in a different inn than us, yes?
Yeah, she was in the building. I think it's like right behind us where she was at.
Well, we could ask the innkeep if she came in somehow.
I mean, she got taken by sticky ropes. I don't think that's a way to go back to your room.
Oh, what do these things look like?
I mean, I have no idea. I've never heard of a tentacle before or seen one. But Plown
Tentacle.
said they're sticky ropes.
Alright.
Clown nods his head.
Soul
Sticky
grew up
rope.
in a house full of noble people. He probably knows what a tentacle is. We're gonna go on a limb. We're gonna say
Yep.
that he knows what a tentacle is.
Okay.
a tentacle is not a sticky rope. A tentacle, like on an octopus. You know what an octopus is?
I've never seen an octopus before. What's an octopus?
It's grasps at straw. It's a sea creature. They have long, floppy arms covered in suction cup things. People eat them sometimes.
Soul, make a
Okay.
make a perception check.
Oh God! I saw those rolls. And I'm like, oh, something bad's about to happen.
You look over, and there's a food stand. It's no longer manned, but there's a bunch of seafood that's spread out on this on ice, and you see there are several octopi.
He just briefly looks around to make sure he's not going to get yelled at, and probably just grabs one and just holds it up like these are tentacles.
Oh,
Is this what you saw?
Okay. And he
Okay.
Clown.
touches it. Oh yeah, I can see why you said sticky rope. Yeah, that's weird.
All right. He just drops it back to the nuts. So, whatever it was alive then that grabbed her. It was a creature of some kind. All right.
Clown?
I guess
Yeah.
so. A creature of
Clown's
some
Yeah.
kind. A tiefling is involved. I'm not ruling out shapeshifters. All right. I guess we got to go back to the inn. We'll try. We'll head to the tinker in the morning and see what we can do. And hopefully that's not too late.
I don't know. I guess let's go back for now. Zell's gonna do the same thing he did before and create his personal bridge because he doesn't want to go across again.
I'm gonna go across the bridge because the last time that went well.
Clown is going to get into the crab tank and forward it back into the river.
This is where I get going, right?
So,
Yep.
Zell, let's go ahead and roll that druid craft.
Oh no.
Yes. Bells.
I'm
The druid
calling it
craft
now,
does
man.
not
We're dealing with
roll,
mind flayers or some
but-
shit.
It is a +5 for my spell attack.
Sweet.
So do you want
Yep.
to use that or?
Yep.
Okay.
The opening of
I have to
us
type it in, 'cause you can't click it.
Baldur's Gate 2. Or whatever it is. We're all gonna get mind flared.
8.
Oh, Jesus.
Your
I-
bridge collapses when you're 3/4 of the way across it, and you fall in the
No.
water.
Okay, he'll swim the rest of the way through.
Soul's waiting and watching for you to not succeed at swimming.
Aera is also watching intently.
Oh gosh. Is Cloud getting the crab?
Clown is
Clown
leaving
has
the
taken
crab
the
in
crab through the
river.
water without issue.
It's like, I'm okay. And just kind of brushes off the water and says, yeah, I'll be fine. It's okay. It's okay.
Should we leave?
Let's go.
Should we leave the crab there, or should we bring the?
Oh no, that's what I was saying. Clown has forwarded the crab back into the river and is swimming
Oh.
back out.
Gotcha.
Oh, so he's leaving it underwater.
Yes.
All right, go ahead and roll a stealth
Hail
check
the
with
tree.
advantage.
Thank you for the
Stealth
hydrate.
check,
In fact,
and
it is
then roll it
Cloud.
one more time.
Cloud is in fact the one with
19.
the brain cell.
Yes, Plown has successfully hidden the crab underwater.
what was
Clown
what was,
swims out.
what was it? Cecilia? Sheila? What was it?
Charlene,
Charlie.
I'll be back.
Charlene the mecha crab.
All right. Charlene. It's a nice name. No,
Someone
it's
gets some
lovely.
paint Charlene on the side of it. All right, to the end.
All right,
Yeah,
so you
go
work
back to
your
the
way
inn.
back to the inn.
A little wet, or swear, but yeah.
You keep coming back here wet.
You do.
It's a problem. It's a problem that we have. We come back to the inn and we're all soaking wet.
As soon as we sees it, it's like, see, look, there's more people here. Maybe somebody knows something here. Ah, there we go. Finally loaded properly.
Ah, yes.
So I was just gonna walk up to somebody and start asking questions about the assassin if they know anything. Just the first person he sees.
kind of looks at Plown crawling across his table and says, "Sir, you're about to knock over my beer."
Honk honk.
Clown.
Wow. Plown.
Is this thing with you?
Yeah,
And-
no, he's a really good guy. He just doesn't understand.
Look, I just
People
got off
don't like their
watch.
meals walked
No,
on.
you're. Yeah.
I
Hey,
don't
Plown.
want to have to put somebody in jail.
No
Clown.
jail.
Oh, jail, Clown. Let's let's leave the crawling to the floor, okay?
Clown then crawls under the table.
Okay.
Make make an acrobatics check.
Oh no.
Hey,
You hit your head on the table and immediately stand upright, uplifting the table.
Wait, the table wouldn't go very far. He's only 3 feet tall. It moved
Yeah.
like 2 inches.
That's what
just
I'm
knocked it a
saying.
little
He
bit.
has uplifted the table and is now sitting on his head because he stood straight up.
Alright, Clown makes his way back out. Sorry! And then runs away.
You owe me a beer.
Okay! Clown runs over. Here!
Soul's head just in his hands. Just, oh god.
Blancus has one prepared already and hands it off to you.
Thank you. Clown runs it over, drops it off, and then runs back.
Aera watches this,
That's
looking
cool.
very concerned.
That's going to be 2 silver.
Clown hands over 2 silver.
Thank you. And he goes back to his cooking.
Oh, you're a guardsman, yeah?
Yeah, it's been a long day. Is it important?
Depends on where your watch is.
If you need something, the tower is just across the road.
He probably just at this side of the sun he didn't see anything. There was there was an assassination at the town hall this morning,
Yeah, we all know.
And our friend
Yeah.
was taken.
and our friend was dragged through a portal.
Yeah,
So
we've
We
kind of
don't
losing
know
people
about
today.
that.
yeah, unfortunately
Yeah,
you wouldn't
that
have
just
seen
happened.
anything. Yeah, that just other side of town though, near the town hall. If you were at the watchtower over here, you wouldn't have seen it.
Yeah, we've been working double watches since that happened.
All right. Who could have? She's
Is
like
there-
looking around.
Is there anybody here that could help us with the portal thing to understand that?
There's a mage in a tower that's down by the bay, but he's the only one I know. He's been in town forever.
Well, that's a good start, isn't he? Tomorrow morning we head to that Mage's Tower and we head to the Mage's Tower to get some information on Lyra, and then we head to the Tinkers maybe.
As Clown runs by me one of these times, I think Zell would grab him and be like, "Okay, buddy, we just calm down a little bit. We're gonna take a break. It's okay." Yeah, let's go sit down. Let's just sit down for a minute, take a break. Soul, do you wanna just talk to people in a little while? I think we could use some like a mental break for all of us. We've been
That's
running around for hours at this
Yeah.
point.
Clown
Oh,
does another
yeah.
anxiety backflip.
yes.
Yeah, let's do that.
Let's
And,
do that.
I'm gonna
Let's
walk over to the only empty table he sees.
the
The first one. I mean.
table.
I'm like, Clown, come. Nope, not on the table. Sit on the bench. It's okay. There you go,
Soul's just
buddy.
sits down and just head on table. It's like okay.
Yeah, this is not how I expected my time here to go.
No, really.
I mean, it's first time in a city, and we've lost a friend. Somebody died in front of me, and I died. Today has been a day, guys.
Trust me.
As you sit down and partake in the plate of fruit and croissants that is in front of you, you reminisce on the events of the day and come to the realization that you're a little bit smarter and a little bit wiser for it. You all will level up.
Oh.
Yes.
Holy shit!
Yes.
Level
Yes.
5.
You say level 5?
Level time.
Oh, okay. Level 5.
Barbarian level
Yeah,
2.
because I assumed
A
we're
little
just
bit smarter and a little bit wiser.
Tiny, tiny bit.
yeah. Because I assume we just take a long rest at this point. We've exhausted
Yep.
so many options that we have.
Yes.
Yeah.
At this point, you
Like,
need
we
a
could
long
keep
rest.
Alright.
You will spend the night.
Yeah.
Oh, let me put this on my
Pete, do you
sheet.
mind if I do something real quick here?
Sure.
Throughout the night after we've kind of recapped ourselves and gone to bed, Zal's gonna leave the building. He's gonna go outside and he's going to climb up onto the roof of the tavern, either through the window or whatever's easiest for him. And he's gonna go up to the roof and just kind of stare at the night sky for a little while. And he has his staff with him. And if you look on the end of the staff, there is a soft, glowing purple crystal. And he just takes the crystal off of the staff and lays it in front of him. He kind of looks down at it for a little while, just staring at it before holding it up to the sky. And if you could see what he was doing there, you'd see the light of the sky almost seem to come down into the crystal and form patterns within the side of it. And he brings it down to himself and holds it forward in front of him towards a torch that's on the street. And if you look inside of it, you can just see these patterns of dots throughout the whole thing and the shapes and patterns all over the thing. He takes the crystal and walks back into the room and holds it up to a candle, and the candlelight that shows through the crystal makes this image of stars across the wall. You just see the constellation of Hercules, the Eris Major, the Canis Major, just different ones. And as he turns the crystal, it shapes the constellations into different patterns. And he's happy with himself, and he kind of lays the crystal down next to him on the bed and goes to sleep.
Anybody else have any evening rituals they want to perform?
Yes.
Go ahead.
Clown.
Oh, by the way, Clown, are you
Oh, yeah.
actually going to spend your night in a room tonight?
No. That's a
Are
part
you
of the
going back to your bench that you slept under the first time?
Oh, we'll get into that. So Clown is going out and he is rummaging. There's something that has just fucking hit him with the force of 1,000 suns. He needs papers, just a bunch of papers, all stapled together. Well, not stapled. He finds a random nail in the trash, puts all these papers together, and just starts writing. He just starts writing. It is horrible common, just random things, and then he finds a well and sleeps in it.
That is a
Content
very
with
Clown thing to do.
content with what he has done.
All right. Anybody else?
Excuse me.
Aera just kind of goes to sleep.
Yeah. Same. He doesn't have any rituals that he does so much. Just flops down on that bed. Oh gosh, I'm assuming because I've got D&D Beyond open and I've never leveled a sheet through this before. And I'm just like, wait, I think I'm doing
We,
this right.
we can walk through it real quick if you'd like.
Yeah, I went
That
to
would
the
be
the
nice.
edit thing where it was like manage levels. I changed it to 2.
Yep.
Luckily, okay. And now I'm just staring at like the hit points thing. I was like, wait.
Wait for it.
So it's like I have it set to where it's manual, but I'm terrified that if I fix something, I'm going to fuck up his HP somehow.
So since you're on manual, you will roll your hit die and add that to your manual.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Anybody who's on automatic will just automatically get there.
So I go to edit character.
Yep. So you go to edit character. You can just click the builder. If you are going to be upgrading your your class that you're already at, you'll just select the down arrow for a level, go to the next level.
That's it?
And then
Then under class features, you'll see anything that's new at level 2. You will see that you can do things. For instance, like if you're a warlock, at level 2 you get your Eldritch Invocation. So for rogues, what do they get at level 2? Characters.
that didn't do what I wanted.
Cunning action?
You get your cunning action at level 2, yes. So essentially, you don't have to really worry, since you're on automatic HP, you don't have to worry about it.
Okay.
It'll automatically add your HP to it. So literally, you have your cunning action, and that's it. Your,
Okay.
your level 2 is really simple.
Yep, okay.
So altogether, altogether, I rolled a 13. My original was 14. I should have 31. Wait,
It,
nice.
it's
That's why.
freaking barbarians.
Yeah.
Alright, take long rest.
Very nice.
And then we have Zealous, who rolled a 2.
This is why the barbarians.
Yeah.
This is why I always opt to roll, because it's either like have all the HP, or it's like have none of the HP.
Yup.
I just realized that my thing's already set to do fixed. No, I need to change that. How do I change that?
Go
Okay,
to
modifier override. Got it. I got it.
You can change the hit point type
Oh.
under your home. Like next to race, you have the home. You go there. Like if you wanted to enable things like you should all have homebrew enabled, because I will build things from time to time and shove them into your character sheets.
Oh, everything's in Ray build, even Rick and Morty content.
Oh God.
Oh, there we
No.
go. Manual.
No.
Got it.
You should have milestone, advancement, and whichever hit point. If you want to do fixed, that's fine. If you want to roll, that's fine too.
Take that modifier off, and let's bring that to. I think I need to minus some stuff
Ooh,
there.
I
So
have reckless attack and danger sense now.
Oh
Fantastic.
boy, I have to remember you have danger sense.
Aha.
Yep.
there you go. I'm at a gracious, lovely 14 health.
Don't.
Same.
Well, I don't have the. Alright, cool. Let me get that. I just realized, oh, this laptop doesn't have the. It's a good thing I had all his stats and everything just built into the Roll20 sheet. I just looked, it's like, oh, I don't have the extension on the laptop. Oh. Well, that's fine. That's fine. I can make it work for the rest of the game. That's fine. I have most of his stuff built into the Roll20 sheet. We're
Okay.
good. We're fine.
We're okay.
Worst case scenario, you just roll the die and add things together as you need it.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. So where do we go from here now?
Oh God. Yeah.
Morning
Assuming-
comes.
Assuming no one vanishes in the night.
So morning comes. You all come down. I don't know if Clown's anywhere nearby, but the three of you come downstairs to find that breakfast is laid out on the table for you.
Happily partake, feeling a lot
Yeah.
better. And well, I mean, one productive thing of yesterday is I finally feel a little bit closer to what I've been trying to get since I've came here. Just a little bit.
Clown re-enters
hair.
the bar. Awoken by the
Yeah,
first
there he is.
bucket
I
from
figured he'd
somebody
show up
who was
eventually.
trying to get water out of that well.
Hey, buddy.
Somehow Clown is still wet.
You can come back to the room.
Somehow plow.
Well,
You okay, bud?
well.
Well. Yes,
Well,
indeed.
well.
Lankus will come over and say, "Is there a reason he spent the night in our well?"
Ah,
I have no idea, but you could ask him, I guess.
that.
Well, free.
Well, okay. I.
Really,
Soul just shrugs at the barkeep. I don't.
honestly, I don't think we know.
Well, as long as he doesn't contaminate it, I'm okay. And he just kind of walks off.
Okay.
Clown sort of pinches the bridge of his nose. Clown, one of these days, you're gonna get beaten up by someone who doesn't want you sleeping where you decide to sleep.
That's normal.
Oh no!
I- Exasperated, throwing hands in the air. It's like, I don't know how to respond to that.
Such is life.
Aera looks
Or
slightly horrified by this.
you could also sleep in a bed. Much more comfortable.
Buddy, remember they told us that we don't have to pay for the rooms here. They gave it to us while we're working, remember?
Well, comfortable.
Oh, okay. No, I understand that. I used to sleep in a tree for like 3 months at one point because that was better than the bed that was laid out for me. I get that.
kind of, kind of nods and says, like, honestly, same, except for no bed and what, there were wolves down there. About to sleep on the ground with the wolves.
I don't I don't think that's the same thing, but I'm glad you're safe.
Aera just nods.
Clown is
Yeah.
curious about something, and he reaches out to one of the croissants on the table, and he casts Chill Touch and freezes it.
Just freeze.
Clown strong now.
Since when can you do that?
Uh, did you just freeze that? Interesting. Nice.
Is only fraction of what Clown can do now.
Your voice is getting a little bit better, buddy. You gotta keep working on it. You're doing a great job.
Practicing hard.
Or
Yeah, he's about halfway there.
it's only been 2 days. He's a
Clown's
fast
very
learner.
smart. Clown's very smart.
He's
There's a
very
reason
smart
why
right
he
there.
could crawl into a well and start learning magic.
Okay. Well, guys, should we go look for our other friend who's disappeared
Yes,
and
absolutely.
maybe some more information? We
Find
gotta stop by the Tinker guy, right?
the Tinker guy and the Mage Tower, if I
Right.
remember correctly.
Mage Tower. Tinker guy, Mage Tower. Well, we know where the Tinker guy is. They said the Mage Tower was around here. Do you want to go there first and ask about that?
Aera nods.
Might be best if he specializes in this sort of magic.
I don't know. We'll see, I guess.
Let's find out.
No idea
So,
what's going on anymore. This
Mage
is fun. I don't think any of us know what is
Tinker
going
guy,
on.
Mage Tower.
So
Very
he's
hard.
But
already
yes,
heading
it
to the
is.
Tower. Lovely.
The moment where I want to be like out of character and just go to the tower, and it's like I shouldn't do that because then it's gonna sound like Soul's just going to the tower. That is out of character.
Is it though? Is it really?
Yes.
All right. So the Mage's Tower it actually, do any of you know where the Mage's Tower is yet?
I think he said
Well,
something to the south.
the guard, yeah, he said it was like just around the area here. Just didn't specify where, but
Well, it's a
he
tower.
said
It's probably pretty hard to miss.
You know what? Just for fun, this is the way it's going to work. Solely, you know exactly where it is, having spent a bit of time looking around. Clown happened to scrounge some of his papers from the Mage's Tower garbage.
Yes.
Performance! Aera, sing us a song.
Oh, oops. Um.
Yes, do it.
Oh no.
It is time.
That's not what I meant to roll.
Slight mistake.
Era is she's still kind of lost in the town. She doesn't quite know where anything is.
The one time I roll well is to find the very obvious wizard's tower.
very, very obvious. I gotta press the button. Button. Yeah.
Sully is his massive amounts of perception. I'm assuming the big wooden structure on the map there is the wizard's tower. Yep, there is a person there.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's the tallest building in this whole area, aside from the one by the gate, because that one, I remember, that was the guards area there.
There was a reason why I was like, pretty sure it's gonna be pretty obvious.
Honk honk.
Go to the door, knock on it.
And then yeah,
Hello?
exactly.
You knock on the door once, twice. After the third time, you're greeted with a dark feathered Aarakocra who
Oh, another bird.
just kind of cracks the door open and looks out and says, "Yes, what can I do for you?"
Bird.
"Oh, it's you. You were digging around in my trash."
You teach clown magic.
"I don't
That's
teach
not why we're
anyone
here.
anything."
That is not why we're here. Clown.
Clown backs off.
We're here for a reason, remember? Hi. So we, you've probably heard by now that there was some events that happened yesterday, and we're kind of lost and in need of a little bit of help. Aside from the person that got assassinated, we're trying to find the person that killed the council person. A friend of ours got taken by tentacles that came out of a purple portal, and we have no idea why or how.
Right. And what matter is that for me?
We're just asking for some help here. We know that you're not with us personally, but we're just trying to help out, and it kind of involves the town a little bit if people are being taken.
I've provided plenty of defense for this town in my history. I am old and tired.
Okay, I understand. We just wanted to see if you would help us. We like helping each other.
How about this?
You will help clown.
Okay.
Well, I was gonna attempt a persuasion for that.
Never mind.
You know what?
I'm still gonna do it.
Roll
Not
persuasion.
better.
He you see his feathers sort of perk up a little bit, and he looks. He says, "Come in," and he opens the door.
That worked.
Thank you.
That worked.
And it just kind of falls through.
Oh, yeah.
You walk into a small foyer. You see some tall windows going up the spiral tower, and literally there just seems to be a single chair with a small table and a couple of books on it, and the stairs heading up. And he just sits down in the chair. It's not like somebody sitting down with force. It's literally he just flops down into the chair exhausted. What is this about portals?
I didn't see it personally, but Clown here did. He'd be better to explain it than me.
Portal open. Eat friend with tentacle.
I also saw one. Not the one that opened took her, but a portal of the same purple color. I saw a tiefling that looked much like myself walk through it. I suppose just before our friend was taken into another portal of the same color, though might be related. It was also not far from the bridge in town, which, if you're someone committed to magic, you probably know that several people, two tieflings thus far, and our friend here, have been feeling an odd sinking feeling when we crossed the bridge.
Full
Might
persuasion.
I'm not good at that. Oh no. Oh no.
I know nothing of the bridge. He pulls out a book off the stack, and he opens it and flips through a couple of pages. And then he starts mumbling something and making motions in the air. Anybody with Arcana skill may make an Arcana check.
Nope.
Roll some -1 Arcana.
Clown knows.
Clown knows. Clown sees all.
So, make a Wisdom saving throw if you're going to resist this solely.
Oh god. Um. Yeah, he's gonna resist it. This man's casting a spell on him without spell. He's like, "What are you doing?"
You get halfway through your sentence, and then suddenly you're back to yesterday, and
Oh.
you walk around the corner, and you see not a purple portal, but a teal portal has opened, and this tiefling actually was looking at you before he walked through it.
What?
And then you flash back to the current present. And then
It was.
he begins muttering again, and he does the same gestures. Clown, do you resist?
No.
So he enters your mind this time, and you flash back to yesterday, and you hear the scream again, and you turn around, and you watch these events unfold again, and then you flash back to today. And he sits there and he mutters to himself for a bit. And he says, "These were not related events. Completely different magic."
Well, I see that now. Shit.
Okay. Do you know how we can get our friend back?
The magic involved in that is dark. It's plagued this town.
Clown like dark.
You trust me, no.
Okay. Could you tell me if our friend will possibly be okay then, or should we think of something else now?
Generally, that sort of magic requires the person to be at least witting in it. I imagine she knows what has happened.
Okay, so there's a chance that she was okay with it, but just wasn't expecting it. I mean, she did
Well,
scream, so.
one does not have to be okay with something to be witting in it.
Spooky.
Okay, but there's there's at least hope that she's not just dead right now. right?
If that creature wanted her dead, you would know.
It would have killed her and left her there.
Okay, okay, that's something at least. Uh, thank you. That actually helps me
What
feel a
if,
lot better.
yes, if the two aren't related, if they're two different magics, you say the one was dark magic. What of the other magic if it wasn't related?
Like dark, it's blasted by the
All I
mustard.
can
Oh
tell
no.
is the caster of each event was not the same.
Let's hope
I'm familiar with
she wasn't needed
the purple
as a
portal.
sacrifice.
I am not familiar with your tiefling friend.
Makes sense.
Okay.
I'll be right back. I got pee.
I've been running with this idea that Cloud was right and this dude looked like me. And I'm like, wait, I saw they looked at me. Does he look like me?
Go ahead and make an intelligence saving throw.
Oh, good lord. Not good at any of these.
The image is already fading from your mind.
I should have asked in a moment.
I mean, you can always ask.
I am asking, does he look like me?
Make your persuasion check.
Please? Because I'm not going to succeed this. Pretty please?
That's not terrible.
He holds up an orb and hands it to you.
Oh. It looks
And
so
in
warm.
it, you look in the orb, and he's transferred the memory that he has taken from you into this orb. And he says, if you run your hand over the orb, it will replay.
I do so. I need to know if this is a weird coincidence or if I have a goddamn doppelganger. I want to know.
So when it replays, you are looking at yourself.
That's creepy. It's like, all right, that's. Why is there another me? I don't like the idea that there's another me running around. When could? It's like, it's like look and sell. Either I have a twin brother I know nothing about, or some shape changer has decided to run around with my face.
Imbuster.
Yeah, that's possible. I have heard that there are some things you can do to make yourself look different, and I mean, I can do that, but mine's more towards animals. But I think you could turn into people too.
I've heard myths of things of doppelgangers and such. I don't
I mean,
fancy
it
the
would be kind
idea
of weird
that
if you did.
I don't
Maybe
fancy
you have a
the
twin.
idea. I don't fancy that idea much better either. Although I suppose that
Well,
I don't fancy sort of a life my twin would have had to live to get the exact same scars on his face.
that's a good point. I don't know. Maybe somebody was watching us and they used you to blend in. That doesn't make sense because we all stand out.
That works correctly. You just got the narrow-eyed like me blend in. Hold on now.
I don't know.
Well,
I'll
out
look
of the
over
rest of
to
y'all.
the Aera Gaga and just say, thank you for your time. We have to meet up with the Tinkerer guy. Do you know his name? We actually never asked.
The Tinkerer has taken much business from me.
Okay. What his name?
Wait, what are we?
I
Probably
have
Tinker in that.
no interest in aiding him further, taking business.
Well, we're gonna go see him now, and you have a great day, though. And he just starts walking out.
Maybe
Yes.
you're the clown.
Clown,
And
be
he doesn't even get up
nice.
from the chair. The door just slams behind you.
As everybody leaves, Clown goes back and kicks over his trash can and continues on.
Maybe don't piss off the old, very potentially powerful wizard. Bad idea.
Clown powerful now.
Clown, do you look back?
Oh no. Get ready to start groveling.
Oh boy.
Oh. Oh no.
Clown, do you look back?
Yo, of course, Clown is constantly looking around because he is actually terrified of what he's just done.
You see, and anybody else who looks back, you see a 20-foot tall golem remove itself from the tower,
Yep.
walk over, and
Yep.
very gently pick the trash can back up and put it back.
Clown, let's not do that. We should go.
Clown is no longer welcome.
I don't think you were ever welcome here.
Probably.
Honestly.
I guess we'll head back over to the Tinkerer. Yeah.
Yeh.
Yes. That old clown, if he wanted to have more business, he shouldn't go complaining when people come knocking on his door looking to give him business.
You said clown. Honk honk.
I didn't say you weren't right, but most old powerful people are going to beat the crap out of you if you try to say that to their face.
There is no social grace.
Zal's not taking the bridge again. He's doing his thing again there. But he's gonna cast guidance on himself beforehand. Be like, okay, you got this. We can do this. Let's
Oh
do
my
it.
God.
It's a very simple thing. You got this.
One of these days, I swear to God, one of us is gonna get snatched off this bridge. I'm calling it now.
Well,
I got a
since you
total
have
of
somebody
12.
who's got Arcana skill now, Clown, if you
Oh.
wish, you can do an Arcana check crossing this bridge.
Oh yeah, that's right. Let's check.
I got a 12 for my makeshift bridge, if that helps
Clown
me
knows.
cross at all.
Clown knows all about the bridge. Well, he's no all. He knows
Yeah.
lots. He knows much. unless the DC was a 20, in which he knows nothing.
Oh, okay. As we
Oh.
carry forth.
Oh, Clown got shown some secret things.
Bridge
Secret.
cursed.
I'm sorry, what? The bridge is cursed?
Cursed? Cursed how? Am I gonna drop dead from plague or something?
Clown
Cross
shrugs.
that thing 5.
I don't know. Clown just started this whole magic thing. He doesn't he just got that sense.
So Soul is now terrified. He is going to drop dead from some sort of bridge plague.
Well, I'm glad I'm not taking that bridge. I'll make my own.
God.
Thanks.
Damn it!
Having barely made it across, because as you're building the bridge, you get the sense it's going to collapse with you in the middle of it, and in your panic, your guidance springs forth and strengthens it, and you barely make it across.
Can he cross this fucking bridge?
Yep. We're like,
Oh,
yeah,
jeez.
well, hey, I'm not wet this time, so that's a positive note.
That is certainly a positive note. Alright. Do you think the curse... The man didn't...
Mm.
Damn wizard didn't know anything about the bridge. You think the curse could have anything to do with the magic of the purple portal? Or whoever cast it?
Honestly, at this point, I mean, who knows?
All
This town,
magic
we just got
related.
here, and there's a lot.
There's a lot, and the odds that it's all unrelated.
Yeah, maybe. Well, let's go get some answers. I think we need some real answers now. Yeah.
Aera nods in
Please.
agreement.
Please.
And
All
we'll head over to Tinker May.
So you all head over to the Tinkerer's workshop. It's glorious.
We're just somewhere. We're just all going somewhere on the map. It's not the Tinker's Workshop. We're all just leaving. Bust in. Swing the doors open.
Kind of
Clown.
go up to the door, or knock on it this time.
It's like, oh, we're knocking on the doors of the shop.
I mean, I am. And no, to answer that question,
Okay.
it never
So-
affected him.
Well, no, it never affected him, but it would have affected your friend.
Would it though? Was she? Oh
It
wait,
would've.
she was. Well, yeah.
Yes.
Okay, if that's the case, give me 1 second then.
Oh dear, we've got some lore nonsense happening.
Yeah, we do.
Oh, I need to post the link to that. I'll do it later. I got obsessive. I got obsessive and like filled out the entire world animal thing. It's all the
Glorious.
details you could ever want about specifically the shape of every single all the things. I haven't filled out the whole backstory section yet just because I'm like
Down the rabbit hole. Did I ever? Oh, I did. Okay, and he did. So let's say, click that. Ugh. Honestly, I guess not. Not with that roll.
Yeah. If
Well, actually, no. Wait, let me do proper. It would have
No.
been Arcana. So yeah.
you
He,
okay,
I would
so
say he
here-
knows about it, but he hasn't done anything about it. Obviously.
Yeah, she mentioned it to you in passing that she avoids that bridge because it gives her an eerie feeling, and you've never really investigated it further than that.
Yeah, no. He, like I say, he would be like, "Oh yeah, I've heard of that," but that's about it.
and to answer your question, to his knowledge, no. But he
Okay.
does know his family really.
Choice of occasions. All right. So yeah, Zel's gonna knock on the door, then open it if it's unlocked, because it's early in the morning now. Ish.
Yeah, as far as-
No
yeah.
answer.
Is it? Oh, yeah, it's a good point. Is it open? is the shop open?
You know
We're all
what?
just saying.
What you've already visited the mage, so yeah, it's a good 10 o'clock in the morning. Let's
Alright.
see. He should be there though. So yeah, he's there.
All right,
Okay.
we're gonna open.
I was
He's
like,
He
gonna
was
walk.
expecting y'all to come back.
He's gonna walk in. He's gonna
Yeah.
go. I'm just gonna
He's actually.
go ahead and lean on the counter. Just wait for him to walk up. Oh, he's over there now. Whee!
Yeah. Oh, hey. Well. So you guys came back nice and early, like I asked you to. So let me lay it out on the table for y'all. We definitely would never have caught him unless somebody around the area, which we did have one person there that may have been able to do it, but not as likely, was able to do some very high-level daylight type spells. So the best that I could determine from this is that was something that I've experienced in the past. Have any of you seen a vampire before? Probably not. They're not that common. But regardless, so he turned into a gaseous form, similar to what a vampire would do, but they don't have a choice in where they go. It goes directly to their home. So basically, he's gone. We can't find him through that way. He's essentially become gas, and he'll come back eventually wherever his final destination is. But but I did figure this out. Give me 1 second. And he kind of runs into the back room, comes back and puts down this box, and on top of the box there's a small spinning device. It's only like an inch or so tall. It's not very big. With this, it'll point you in the direction of where that gas would have essentially gone in a sense. So you can kind of use it to track it. Now, it's not too intuitive. I just slapped it together last night. But since this is for the sake of finding out who killed the council member, we need to get this done. So use this, get to them there, and yeah, we'll see what we can do from there.
Hammock is great. I would imagine so, Kelly. Welcome
There's
back.
also been another development.
And kind of
There-
just leaning on the counter, just staring.
There's a well, first of all, our friend Lyra was dragged through a purple portal by some tentacles yesterday, not long after we got back to the main town, by the town hall. And
Oh,
I kind of show him the. Do I still have the orb?
Yep, the orb was given to you.
Okay. I want to make sure he didn't take that back. And there's a there's a man who looks like me, and he went through a teal portal. If you would like to see, rub this. I pass him the orb.
takes it, looks at it. Oh, I see. You saw that man. He's still upset with me. I don't know why. It's not my fault. My business has done better. But hey, and he
You
looks
know
over
him?
the orb, and I mean, everybody knows the man. He's helped save the town a few times. His work is very evident. It's just a little more old. You can see a lot of the stuff that I have is new and far more exciting.
It's
He takes a look
wait,
over
who
the
is
orb.
this?
Says, what's that?
Who is it?
Oh no. I recognize the orb, not the person
Oh,
in it.
oh. I was like, wait, what?
No, sorry.
Oh, that was a beautiful
sorry
run.
for the sorry for the miscommunication there. No, I know the orb, but regardless, the person in there and the magic that comes, I don't deal with that. You've already talked with the best person about it, and honestly, I couldn't tell you. I'm more of the building kind of magic and not the moving kind of magic.
Fair. I figured he couldn't tell us anything because the portal, the purple one we saw, not that one, was dark. But that's all he could tell us. So.
No, but hope your friend's okay. The way you're describing it, this doesn't seem like you guys had a very good day at all yesterday.
Clown have good day.
Oh, did you now?
Clown pulls out his stack of papers. Clown make book.
We could have
I see.
gone. Okay.
Uh, he'll throw out the detect magic to see what if it's what he thinks it is. He recognizes things for what they are. He's like, oh, I see. That's what you've chosen? I mean, like I did say yesterday that there is a shop that sells books, but you might need a little bit more quality to that.
This works for now.
All right, well, should you get the time, let me know, and I can see about procuring a better one for you. But it'll just cost you a little bit.
Yeah, that's that's okay.
That's okay.
All right. Well, regardless, he shows you the device and says all you have to do is speak this command word, which is find, and it will start slowly pointing you in the right direction. It won't work in here though. The walls are lead lined and no divination spells work inside this space. So you'll have to go outside before you can start using it.
Makes sense. Who wants to be keeper of the finding the gas device?
Yeah, I can do it. I'm really good at tracking things down sometimes.
All right, then we will give this to you.
This device will be tied to your survival check then.
Alrighty. Sounds good. Well, thank you, sir. What's your name, sir? Oh, it's Rain Crestfather. I'll be here if you ever need any more help. And should you find yourself with heavy pockets, do come by. I'm sure I can find something for you to buy.
I like how dedicated you are to the hamster.
I
Very
was
good.
wondering. Rayan is Steven's one of his secondary characters from the first season.
Figured, yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Talking to myself
I-
here.
Yeah, I brought it up to essentially anybody who wanted to have their characters remain around, aside from what's already known. Rayan was one of the ones that stuck around for season 2.
Okay.
Yeah, I like Rayan, the pretentious little bitch that he is. Anyway, I guess we have more information, guys. Let's start heading out and see if we can find this despicable person. Mr. Rayan, thank you again. I'm not answering myself this time.
We're good. Leave and nod, bow the head and leave.
All right, I'm just gonna boop this out there and hope for the yes.
It's
So
good.
21 survival assault.
All right, let's find this assassin.
Oh.
Oh, we have a line.
Oh, I say.
Where the fuck is
Oh,
my character?
okay. I got
Where'd
it's
he go?
it's pointing
There he
us down the river. Well, I guess that
Oh.
makes sense. You know, he kind of backtracked it, but he just kept going. And we just start
Mhm.
following the trail.
Oh, do we want to get Charlene?
Charlene stays.
Oh dear.
Okay.
Oh.
All right.
Oh no!
All
Yes,
right.
let it
Oh.
happen.
I'm just gonna look
All
at
right.
Zeld like, should we leave Charlene, or should we bring Charlene with us?
Do we want a tank? That's the question. Do we want the crab tank? Well,
Look, I'm
the clown is the pilot, so he's the only one that really knows how to use it.
It's true. He's saying leave Charlene the crab tank in the river.
No. Sorry, I turned your stream away, Pete. I saw you're doing things. Nope, can't look at that.
I know. I looked at it. I was like, oh wait, I can see the messages he's
You know
trying to type. Nope.
Just for shits and giggles, then I'm going to put this back to that for now, while I build this.
Well, we consider what we're gonna do here.
Yes.
Indeed. I was just walking down the road. Like, all right,
What's a tiny
it's
cat?
definitely in this
napping
direction. Not exactly.
Oh,
I mean,
no.
it's just an arrow. I don't know how far we're gonna have to go, but this is much better than yesterday.
Oh, I had to add the orb as a piece of equipment to my sheet because I couldn't get it to just make it a regular item. I'll fix it later. Oh well. I'll fix it later. Alright.
Yeah.
Clown,
Okay.
your
That's what I'm going to do.
your voice is getting better, but try not to overuse it. You don't want to hurt yourself too.
It's all right. It's getting better. Oh, it's starting to warm up.
Oh my god, hey, that's good. I'm glad. You you're doing a great job, buddy. Is there any other? Do you still want to work on your writing when we get the chance? I know that we worked on that a little bit.
Yeah, I could definitely need some help with the spelling.
Okay.
He's developing an accent.
Next time we have a stop. I'll help you learn a little bit more. Okay.
Thanks.
Okay.
So we've decided to leave Charlene the tank.
Yeah, we're leaving Charlene in the river.
Oh god, you guys are so distracting while I try to build this.
You can't. You ain't touching Charlie. I'm the only one who can drive her.
Okay, fine.
And that's the voice Cloud has landed. I love it. That was fantastic.
This is great. I'm gonna turn over to Aria and say, "Hi. I know we haven't talked much, but I'm happy that you're here with us too. I noticed you kind of just speak with other people's voices, so I'm gonna assume that's how you talk. Uh, is everything good? Are you okay? Do you need anything too? Because everyone's helping each other out, and I haven't been able to help you.
Aera mimics the way she does and says, "I'm fine, thank you."
Okay. Well, if you ever wanna talk back as me, that's cool too.
Aera nods.
Yeah.
You can use Clown's voice too. It's pretty fun. Now that I know how to talk.
Hang on, you're gonna hurt your voice if you keep that up. Yeah. You gotta be careful, buddy.
Scenario
So,
where Cloud
who's
just
leading the
talks.
group?
I would be leading it off since I have the device.
Alright. So Zealous is first. Who's following? What's the group order after that?
Soul
I feel
will
like-
pick up the rear. Protect from behind.
Yeah, Clown would be right up behind Zelius.
Then Aera would be behind Plown.
Alright. Beep. And here we go. Bring y'all
weird.
over.
Here we go. we're an actual
it's
grid.
loading.
We're an actual grid land.
Yes.
Ah, there we go.
Big ass road.
Whoa.
Alright. Well, I mean, it's still pointing me straight ahead. I mean, he took the path, and I guess it makes it easier for our travel at least. Just gonna keep walking.
Let's see.
So as you are walking down the road, what's everybody's passive perception?
15.
10.
12.
14.
Zealous is okay. So Zealous notices first, and then Aera next. There seems to be a crab sitting next to this stump right here, and an individual, a humanoid individual, sitting on the stump next to it.
Crab? Like a sea crab. A sea
Yes.
crab, okay.
A sea
Wait.
crab.
I was like, it was
As
less
we get
talk of
close-
mecha crabs, so I'm like, wait.
This crab is extremely
as we get-
large. for what he'd
Charlie.
be.
Kind of look over and be like, "Hello, friend. We're just passing through. You have yourself a great day with your giant crab."
One moment, please.
And roll initiative.
Oh no.
I see you use assets from 2-minute table. Or what it looks like. Some of them.
Mhm.
Okay, so this is gonna be interesting.
Recognize that face. He tried to murder me in the last campaign.
Uh-oh. Oh no.
There's only so many tokens. You use the same ones all over again.
Token
Oh, no.
dude there is terrifying.
Nope. No meta gaming there, my friend.
Hey, that's not meta. I've seen this token used 30 times. I like the tokens.
Token has the world's most terrifying face. Oh my god.
Fucking predator.
Hello, it's like a mix between the Predator and the fucking Demogorgon from Stranger Things.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting to have to use
Just because
this guy
somebody
real quick.
has a face, just because somebody has a face that you don't appreciate does not mean they're not a nice person. Give them the benefit of the doubt before you judge them.
I say this out of you. It's like I say this as someone with horns sprouting out my head. Believe me, I don't judge. It could also be a tiefling. I'm just saying. Also, to be fair, Souls has no idea what Stranger Things is.
That is fair.
What's a demigorgon?
That the
like-
Demigo.
It's like when I said the
Yeah.
hag had dildo hands in her other game.
Oh God,
Oh no.
felt so bad. You were just insulting that hag
Greetings,
left and right.
travelers.
Oh, he's got the voice
Oh.
changer.
Oh,
Here we
shit.
go.
Greetings. How are you today, sir?
It is a fine day.
Is it?
Yes, indeed
Now.
it is.
Hmm?
We just, happen to be
Dare I
walking along the
ask,
path.
Clown shrinks back.
Oh, yeah.
what
Yes?
are you doing on this road today?
Oh, we're just traveling at the moment. We're just, walking down the road, seeing where it takes us.
I trust no one. It's citing this man and his intentions.
You gotta make me keep shutting this thing
yeah.
off.
Yep.
Okay. Solely, yeah, you get the feeling that this guy ain't exactly friendly.
I'm kind of like, yeah, I don't want to set him off, so kind of lean forward and mutter to Aera. It's like, watch him. He's up to no good.
Aera nods slightly
Yeah.
at that.
I'm just kind of carefully walk towards Zell and watch.
Well, the Zell takes a step forward towards him
Hey,
a little
Zell!
bit.
Is that Zell?
Yep,
And I'm just gonna
yes,
shake
yes,
my head,
yes.
I'm just shaking my head at you, like,
Okay. Oh,
And just-
okay.
and
I'll
just
just
walk.
kind of take a step back towards Solus. A little more trust there. But yes, we're just traveling. That's all. I see you're just sitting on the stump with your giant crab, and we'll be on our way. You have yourself a pleasant day.
Afraid I cannot permit that.
There we go.
Uh-oh.
Why is
And
that?
Clown
And-
immediately casts Ray of Sickness.
Oh no!
In that case,
Like-
please roll initiative.
And it's initiative time. Here we go.
Clown got scared.
Yeah, it is.
Yep. Oh, I get scared too. Oh fuck yes.
Ooh,
There you go.
icy.
Can you also spell Rave Sickness in the chat, please?
I'm sorry?
Poor Aera.
Can you roll
The
or can
description
you
of
put
Rave Sickness.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Oh
Ray of
damn, that
Sickness.
crab.
No, display.
All right. Lashes out towards a creature within range. Make a ranged spell attack against the target. A 15 hits.
Woo. And I roll my
Takes
2d8.
2d8 poison damage. Oh my god.
Don't fuck with Clown.
Jesus.
Can't obliterate it.
Okay, I need to fix that real quick.
Encounter
broken.
over.
Well, no. My freaking Roll20 breaks sometimes in fun
Not
ways.
fair. Oh no, yeah, it does. It does like to do that. My favorite is when we'd be using it for full character sheets, and then after like several weeks of not being able to play, we'd come back and someone's sheet is just broken. It's always fun.
And that is
No.
exactly why we don't use character sheets in Roll20 anymore.
Yeah. Could never get my damn beer master to work for Yenin. Fuck
Nope.
me.
So many things just didn't work. All right, so let's sort this.
When it works, it's
Descending.
fantastic.
All right, so
yeah,
we have
when it
our
is.
surprise Constitution saving throw. Go.
Ah, damn. Yeah,
Oh.
he beat it.
So half damage poison. Okay.
Deep style. Uh oh.
Mm,
That's some abyssal shit right there. that's some aberration shit right there.
All right,
Not that
that's
Soul
some.
would know that.
and that is the surprise. Solely, it is your turn.
We're gonna hurl the trident at it. Or no, not the trident. We're gonna throw. Once I get to the right tab, let me see. What does this do? We're gonna throw the javelin at it.
Okay. That is damage.
That is damage. That is damage. This one.
That
There we,
hits.
there we go.
All right, so for 8 piercing damage. Da-da-da.
I would like to stay on this side of him, I think. Not close.
Are you fighting a Ascension Crab? No, I think it's
All
the
right, so
other
you
one
have
we're fighting.
thrown your javelin at this guy. It has pierced his hide. Now he has this javelin sticking out of his shoulder, having done 8 piercing damage to him.
I'm down a single javelin. I have.
Does that conclude your turn?
I believe. So. Yes.
Okay.
The only other one I've got
It is the crab's turn. The crab skitters over to the person who just skewered its dear friend and makes 2 claw attacks. One does a 16 hit.
Yes.
All right, so you take 2 bludgeoning damage, and you are now grappled.
Oh, good.
Since it's grappled you, let's see. Roll d20. Okay, so it's going to go for Aya for the next attack. Does a 16 hit?
Me?
Yes.
How
So
do
you'll
I?
look at your armor class, and if your armor class is 16 or lower, the attack hits you.
It hits.
Okay. You take 5 bludgeoning damage, and you are grappled as well.
I think I gotta
Oh,
better
no.
that heal. Oh shit.
And that concludes the crab's turn. Clown, it is your turn.
Clown will cast false life on himself. So that is going to be 5 temporary hit points.
Clown the tank.
Come on, 5,
He pulls
5.
out a flask. I'm noticing material, a small amount of alcohol or distilled spirits. He pulls out a flask, takes a swig.
Yep.
I'm ready.
I'm ready.
And then
Take
Clown
damage.
runs over and uses his bonus action to unarmed strike the crab.
All right, go ahead.
Rolling it.
A 14 does not hit.
Aw, damn it. And that's it for Clown.
All right, Zealous, it is your turn.
Zealous is going to cast Wild Shape on himself. And he's not going to transform into the. You see Zealous, his body kind of light up at the joints, each one almost star-like, and these like dark lines appear connecting his body, and the image of a chalice appears on his chest and light up in stars, and he's going to actually kind of step back from the area real quick.
All right, what are you
And he is
transforming
going
into?
to attempt. Oh no, that is the transformer. It's his starry form. Here, I'll put it in chat.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
No,
circle of stars. That's a
I'm
cool
just trying to
one.
figure out what to
Nope.
do for him.
He'll still be
You know
his normal self. It's just in his starry form. Sorry, I hit the wrong one. Bam, there you go. That's his starry form. It's lengthy,
Yeah.
but
He
he's using
basically goes
specifically
all.
the chalice version.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah.
That's a good one for that.
Yeah, they basically go all
Mhm.
constellation in appearance. I had a starry form druid. That was fun.
Yep.
Yeah. So he's
That is
he's
beautiful.
got the image of the chalice will be on his chest, and he's glowing. So around him, 5 foot of bright light, or well, in the light, it's 5 feet of light around him and whatnot. Anyway, he's going to back up, and he is going to. I don't know if there's anything else I can do.
Makes
as a
you an
bonus
epic
action.
healer.
Yes, it does. Really does. Hold on 1 second here. Action. You know, yeah, that's bonus action. Just in case, he's going to cast Shillelagh on his staff at the same time as he backs out. Shillelagh.
Alright.
Cast in VTT. Boop. There you go. Obviously, I'm not using it right now, but it's there. But he's just backing up and setting himself up.
All right. It's our dear friend's turn.
Yeah. it's
That's not a good laugh.
Excuse me.
That is definitely
Let's
not
see.
a good laugh.
Okay, yes, that's what's going to happen. Everybody make a DC. Yeah, make a wisdom saving throw, please. DC of 13.
Wisdom saving throw.
Oh no.
Aera. Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh
Oh no. I've
And
been
the
on
crab.
that. Oh
The
no.
crab is not wise. The crab has failed.
Oh no.
Yes.
All right, everybody. So Aera and the crab are now stunned.
Oh no.
You will be stunned until the end of its next turn.
no. Okay.
No good.
And it's going to come over to this wonderful, wonderful, wonderful short clown.
Oh no. Wow, get out of there,
Attempt to
buddy.
bite him. So this thing has just screamed this most god awful scream, and it affects almost nobody.
It tried.
Heard worse.
somehow, y'all have you're just not after the events of yesterday. It just doesn't phase you. Everybody except Aera, anyways.
Poor little
And
knob.
seeing that,
My life.
it then runs over and tries to chomp down on this small clown. Does a 21 hit?
Yeah.
All right, so you take 7 piercing damage.
Alright, so there goes my false life, and then 2 health.
All right, and that concludes his turn. Soli, you're grappled.
Okay.
Yeah, I would Oh god, what is so grappling?
You can't move.
Yeah. I can't move, which probably means I also cannot attack. So I need to.
Oh, you can attack. You just can't move. The grappled means he can drag you along with him, and your movement speed becomes 0.
Okay. And is my attack at disadvantage? I can't remember if that was a thing.
No, it doesn't affect attacks.
All right. Well, the quickest way to get out of the situation is probably to make Crab dead. So we're gonna do that. We are gonna go ahead and this guy screamed. He just tried to bite my friend. I am being grabbed by a crab. It is rage time. Once I can actually get the right thing. Okay. Yeah, it is rage time. So I don't think I did describe his rage previously, but because we're going with the fire theme here, soul rages, and I usually describe it as like his hair actually kind of unweaves to fire, at least at the ends here. So we're gonna go and say that's starting to happen. And we're gonna get the trident out, and we're going to two-handed attempt attempt to stab the fuck out of this crab with a force
Do
field.
it.
A 14 at the crab does not hit.
Damn. What a oh. Did it not do what I want to do here?
London, thank you so much for the raid. Welcome, raiders. Hello, everyone. How's it going?
Advantage on
Oh, you were playing
wait,
Skyrim.
that's right.
How was
So
that
it does
going?
give me advantage to attacks, just to the extra damage. Gotcha.
Oh,
I haven't played a barbarian in a very long time.
hello, hello,
Alright,
raiders.
that is all I can
Welcome.
do. I raged. I attempted
How
to
are you
attack.
doing?
Attack don't work too good.
I am good. At the moment, I am stunned and
the,
grappled.
The advantage on attacks, actually, I think it's just straight. Yeah, advantage
Yeah.
on
Otherwise
attacks
good.
is the reckless attack,
Yeah, the right.
but it also means that they get advantage against you.
Son, thank you. Lots of assassins, murders, and stealth. Oh, very good.
And
Very
since
good.
y'all are asking about the grappled, as creature's speed becomes 0, can't benefit from any bonus to its speed. It ends if the grappler is incapacitated or the grappled creature gets moved outside the grapple range.
Okay.
Hannah,
Good to know.
posthumously, opt to reckless attack. I understand if that is not allowed.
Since this is the first time, I will give it, but don't forget again.
Or if didn't matter anyway. I still wouldn't hit.
All right.
I did even worse.
Not so great. Thank you so much for the
Resolve
follow.
your turn.
Thank you very much.
All right. It's the crab's turn.
So how are you guys doing,
The crab
raiders?
is going to attempt to claw those who it is currently clawing. It squeezes down first on Soli. 18 break your armor class.
Yep.
You take 2 more bludgeoning damage, reduced to 1 because you're raging.
Reduced to 1 damn. Yay.
Aera, oh god.
Oh no.
Aera has taken 6 more bludgeoning damage.
Oh no.
Get crow friend
Oh,
out.
no.
Get the crow friend out.
Clown, it is your turn.
My health is
Alright,
now
Clown
6.
is going to chill touch the Scion. So let me go ahead and do that. Boop. Does a 22 hit?
A 22 hits.
Alright.
Oh, very good.
Let me go ahead and cast my damage.
Are you being bludgeoned to
3
death?
necrotic damage.
Oh, goodness.
Oh, no.
Okay. Da-da-da.
It just sounds
So,
really valid. I
3
mean, it
necrotic
I have
is.
to
damage
ask,
to
I
the
think-
Scion.
Aera is missing in the turn order.
Oh yeah, she is.
Oh, yeah, I am.
Oh.
Oh my
Uh,
goodness.
when you roll initiative, you have to click your token before you roll initiative, or it doesn't count.
Oh, I didn't realize. Sorry.
That's fine.
Do I do that again now?
She got a
Yes,
4
ma'am.
for her initiative.
Yeah,
I see it up there if you want to use that.
I can just add her, yeah.
Okay, great.
Add turn.
Yeah, for the guys,
Alright.
for you guys just joining, this is my second time
She was
doing
stunned
D&D. I
anyway,
am
so
super
like she just
unexperienced
died.
in this.
Wait, is the
Alright,
crab
so-
stunned too?
Oh, that's right. The crab is stunned.
Oh yeah, the crab is
Thank you.
stunned.
So yes. She did not take that 6 damage because the
Oh.
crab didn't freaking move.
Oh, very
I
good.
also not take my damage.
Yes. The 1 damage.
Fantastic.
Well,
One
you were
damage.
targeting the Scion, right?
Yes.
Okay. -3 necrotic damage. Alright, does that resolve your turn?
Nope. Then Clown does his bonus action unarmed strike on the crab. Does 26 hit?
Yes, a critical hit.
Ooh.
8 bludgeoning damage.
And that's just bludgeoning damage. It doesn't do anything special.
Yep.
Okay. Does that resolve your turn?
That's it.
All right. Zealous.
Zealous is going to take a few steps back, and he is going to cast. Where you at? Spell. Where you at? Spell. I am.
Just Dispel the spell.
Oh, he's casting Healing Word on Solus for
Thank you.
5 health, and then he's using his Chalice ability to roll the 1d8 plus his Wisdom modifier to give over to Ara. Arya?
All right.
Yeah. Let me go bring it up. I gotta find it. There's so many menus I have now. I don't like it.
I know. I'm like, oh my god, I need my Cintiq screen just to put my
There
character
you
sheet
go.
on.
Okay, and then Arya gets 7 health as well. That was my bonus action. For my action, I'm going to cast Fairy Fire onto the crab.
Oh, that means I'm full
Right.
health again. Yay!
Wait,
It's
is
a
any of
dex-
those
What's
fairy
that?
fire? Is that a cantrip?
It is a leveled spell. So I used I
Is-
used a bonus action cantrip,
Yes.
and then I'm
Healing
using
word
a
is a
leveled
cantrip?
spell. Healing word. Oh right, no, that's no healing word is a leveled spell. You're right. My bad.
Yep.
I think I have to use that as an action too, right? So I have to use a cantrip right here.
Healing word.
That'll just take them with me. Yeah, no, healing word's a leveled spell. It's just
Yeah.
a bonus action leveled spell.
Yes, correct.
That's
Yes.
right. So I will keep that there. That's staying there. But I can use a cantrip as an action. It doesn't know if
Yes.
I want to use this as an action or not. Guidance is not. It is touch. So hold on.
Go slap somebody on the back.
I was gonna say before I walk back, can I cast guidance on Arya, and just you see Zealous kind of go there and put his hand on her shoulder, be like, "You'll be safe, I swear," as he backs up and
You got
cast
this, buddy.
Healing Word.
So, all right, Aya. All right. She
And
now
that's
has
that'll-
guidance.
And that'll end my turn.
How many status tokens can we stack on the verb?
All the
of
status
them.
tokens.
All right, let's see. How smart is this thing? It is not very smart. It's going to run over here, and it's going to attack what it perceives as the greatest threat, the thing that is now on fire.
God, not again. This is not the first time this has happened.
Oh no.
So it takes its battle axe. Does a 16 hit?
I think so. Yes.
So 8 reduced to 4.
Good.
Does a 22 hit? 5
Yes.
reduced to 2. And
Oh no.
it's going to then again look over and bite the clown. Does a 15?
Nope, that's a miss.
Okay. And that resolves his turn. That means the stun has worn off on the crab and on Aera. Aera, you are still grappled, but you are
Yeah.
no longer stunned.
Aera will try to stab the crab with her dagger.
Okay.
Let's see.
Stab the crab.
Is that how I do it?
That's exactly how you do it.
Fantastic.
12 does not hit.
Oh no.
You are a rogue. You may use your dagger as a bonus action as well. If you
Oh,
wanted to do that.
yes, very good.
Yes, I would like to try to stab it again.
Go ahead and stab it again.
Oh my god.
Oh, well, I tried.
Look,
A
I'm
12 does not hit.
right there with you. I'm right there with you.
Do you do anything else?
Mm, well, what does the, hang on.
So you used your
No.
action and your
Yep.
bonus action.
No.
You have no movement because you're grappled.
Yeah, no,
but you
that's,
don't have any free actions. You can scream at it if you want to.
Oh wait, quick question for you. For your first attack, you have guidance. It's for your next ability or attack or whatever you use. So add your
Oh.
D4 to that.
Yeah,
Oh.
roll your d4.
Roll a d4. Yeah.
how do I roll the d4?
Just do /d4 in the chat.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, so like space roll d4.
Oh. I did it wrong.
Also, on the left side, if you look at the little menu at the top there, there's a die, a D20 on there. You can click on the D4 and it'll roll it for you if you open the menu on the far left-hand
Yep.
side of roll 20.
That's true as well.
Wait. Oh.
In roll 20.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's like the second from the last one on the left.
Okay.
You just click D4.
That
Yeah.
one?
If you mouse over it, yep, there you go.
Oh, okay, right. Thank
A
you.
14 is not sufficient.
Damn. Worth a shot.
Son of a
Does
bitch.
Aera do anything else? Or does she just stand there quietly?
Yeah, no, I think the era is done for now.
Walks menacingly at the crab.
Solely.
We're gonna try this again. You know what? We're gonna continue reckless attacking, because I know no better, and we're gonna try this again. All right. And all right, because I got the extension on. Haha. How do I roll advantage in the extension again?
Control.
Haha. Thank you. $11 is not gonna do it.
Who are you going for, actually?
The crab.
Oh, you're going for the crab? No, 11 does not hit.
Help me. I'm just trying to release us. I'm like, let go.
This crab is the strongest opponent we could have faced.
This crab. This crab. I can do nothing else. I have no bonus action abilities. I can
You take your trident and you just take it and jab at the crab, but this crab is used to fighting people with a trident. It just kind of skitters sideways slightly, and you go right into the stone. Road.
I'm in its claws. It brings me with it when it does so, but I still miss.
Oh.
I mean,
It
you're
is
not the only one.
The crab is no longer stunned. The crab will squeeze. Does a 14 break your armor class, Sully?
No, does not.
Okay. A 5 definitely does not break our Aya's. So it skittered out of the way, but it kind of loosened a little bit, and it couldn't squeeze hard on those it's holding on to. So you've distracted it. Clown, it is your turn.
Clown is going to go ahead and use Toll of the Dead
God.
on the Scion.
Okay.
So they got to make a Wisdom throw or take 12d12 or 12
Oh my
damage.
God. All right, Wisdom saving throw.
They got to beat a 12.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, they
Definitely.
definitely beat that.
It's wise, but not particularly smart.
Ah, damn it. That would have been so good.
Yeah, that is a powerful cantrip.
Yeah.
Alright, well, with that, I'll just go ahead and unarmed strike the crab again.
All right.
Do my monk thing.
Hey, 24 hits.
I think Clown is the only one who's actually hit the crab.
Okay, what's this look like?
Alright, so after sounding, this horrible death toll that was aimed at the Scion, shrugs it off. Clown's kind of distraught about it, so he just kicks the crab as hard as he can, right in the weak spot of its carapace, and it just fucking explodes.
All right. And the crab is dead. You do anything else, Clown?
No, that's it.
All right, Zealous.
Zealous. He is. Oh, jeez. I'm on the wrong screen. He is going to take a few steps back. Hold on 1 second. I need to see a range on this real quick. Range is 30 feet. Okay. Okay. So he's going to take a step back to right here. And he is going to cast Thorn Whip on the Scion.
Okay.
Now, I don't think it
does
ain't
not hit.
That's unfortunate.
That is most unfortunate.
the the poor raging barbarian hears this whoosh as this vine goes between it and the scion.
He's just like, God damn it.
That's kind of all I could do right now because that was an action.
Yep.
I was
Well-
really, really hoping to pull him away from you guys. Sorry.
The scion, once again,
Yeah.
is concerned about this. I almost said flaming barbarian.
I mean, you're not wrong.
He's going to swing his battle axe again. Does a 19 hit? All right, for 8 reduced to 4.
Yep.
And again, does a 15 hit?
No.
Okay. And he's once again going to bite the clown.
Always with the biting of the clown. Yes, that one hits.
All right, 6 piercing. All righty.
Aera.
Aera, it is your turn.
Aera. Please stab the crab. You all luck. Stab
Okay.
the fucking crab.
You guys aren't grappled anymore, by the way. Because the crab is dead.
Oh right. Oh yeah.
The
So
crab is dead.
so Era
Someone
Era
killed
would
the
have
crab.
Clown exploded its insides.
Oh,
so Era would have moved over here and attacked the scion.
Okay, stab the scion.
Oh,
Oh, yes.
she did.
oh,
she definitely
kill
grabbed him.
him. Kill him. Kill his ass.
Go ahead and click the damage.
Oh, this?
There you go.
Fantastic.
Wow. Okay, so because it was a crit, click the pink dagger right there in chat, and it'll roll the damage, including the bonus damage for the crit.
Wait, what? Oh, the pink?
There we go.
Oh.
All right, so 10. Plus, she gets sneak
Oh.
attack because there is several people in adjacency to this.
18. That's
Oh.
total 18. Holy
Oh
shit.
my god.
Oh my
19
God.
damage.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah, fucked it up.
Minus 18 damage. All right. Anything else?
No. Cause
All right.
or can I? No.
You can,
I've already
you
used.
can still bonus action.
Yeah,
I
you
can?
still bonus action stab it again. You don't get the sneak attack again, but you can still do a regular stab.
I mean, I'll stab him.
Stab him again.
All right.
Oh.
15 hits.
Oh,
Roll damage.
fantastic.
Stab him again.
5 piercing.
Good.
All right. You have stabbed the scion twice. Did you say
Fantastic.
anything to him?
No.
Okay. Sully.
This guy is going down. We're gonna reckless attack again because I learned nothing ever. We're gonna this time we're gonna try the goddamn scion, and we're gonna miss again because
First, the crab skittered out of the way, and the scion just kind of turns sideways as your trident goes past him.
I'm not having a good time trying to hit shit.
Oh no.
The crab is dead. It is Plown's turn.
Clown is going to use Toll of the Dead.
Oh, the dead.
So these Scion's got to make his wisdom saving throw.
Failing, roll damage.
Big fail.
Shit.
3 damage.
Oh.
Ah!
I know, not as good as that first one.
Not because that's close. God damn. It never is.
Yeah. And then
Nice.
bonus action unarmed strike.
All right.
Boop. Does an 18 hit
An 18 hits.
for 8 bludgeoning damage.
So you ring your bell, and it doesn't really phase him. He's used to being near death. And then you just punt him with your foot. That's lovely.
And that's it for Clown.
All right.
I've got
Zealous.
I have much chuckling behind me. Isaac has tuned into the stream and he's just like flipping out right behind me.
Zealous is he's gonna move over here, and you're gonna see him kind of draw some constellations in front of him and some stars, and then he's going to cast another healing word over at Soul, and then utilize his chalice ability for Plown. Go throw those up there. Healing word. There you go, Solus. You got 4.
Got 4.
And then there's starry form, chalice.
God, I've got
Make
that
one.
fucking 31 health.
There you go.
And
And then for
rage.
Plown, you get another 9 for Plown.
Yay!
And then I'm going to cast Thorn Whip again and try to hit him this time. Yeah.
Is Thorn
Nope.
Whip a cantrip?
It is a cantrip.
Excellent. Yes, 8 does not hit. All right.
Nope. Just miss again.
He's mad. He's once again going to swing twice.
Hi.
Does an 11 hit? Nope.
Nope.
A 20 hits, though,
Yeah.
for 14 reduced to 7. And let's see.
God.
Yep, he's concerned more about the bird that just stabbed him twice.
Oh
He's
no.
going to try and bite the bird. A 9 does not hit.
No.
All right.
Great.
Good. Fantastic.
Good. Get him, Burb.
Get him.
Stab him.
Stab him.
This thing just bites down on your beak. It's like, this does nothing. Hey, 21 does hit. Roll
Oh.
that damage.
Fantastic.
All right. So 7 plus 5. Lovely. 12 more damage. He is not looking good at this point.
Yeah, this
No.
thing's
That's-
tanky, though. God damn.
Yeah, let's stab him again. Hopefully.
There you go.
There you go. There you go.
Wonderful.
Stabby, stabby, stabby.
What does this look like when you murder this guy?
It's very stabby, like.
Repeated stabs.
Just like little jabs with the dagger. Yep.
Jab, jab.
Shank. You just prison shank him until he dies.
Exactly.
It's now canon. Aera's dagger is a prison shank.
Fantastic.
I'm here for it. I'm here for it. It falls in line with everything else
It's
that's
not
going
actually a dagger. It's a sharpened lockpick set.
Yes. Exactly.
We are out of initiative.
Nice. I
Oh,
would like to
wonderful.
remove my dagger from this thing's body. Or no, from the
Yeah, you
The
recover
death
your
of a
javelin.
1,000 cuts.
like that. Thank you.
on. Clown is immediately going
Suck it right out.
Exactly.
Scion's things.
Oh,
Is everyone okay? Can I? Do you guys need some help out right now? 'Cause- yeah. Sorry, it wasn't more help there, but
honestly, you're probably more help than I was there. Damn, slippery fucker.
Aera imitates some voice and says, "I'm fine, thank you."
okay. I know you two are taking some hits there, so I wanted to make sure that you stayed as safe as possible.
Yeah, I'll probably have to rest up for a little bit, but. Ugh. It was like, what the fuck was this thing?
I don't
So,
know. but
Aera.
it's clearly not a friend.
Aera, you find on this scion a ruby, which is etched with runes that
Oh.
glow,
Oh.
and a pouch.
Okay.
Hmm.
Can can I check what's in the pouch?
Sure, you can open the pouch.
Then I'll do that and have a
All
look
right, so
into.
you open the pouch, and you see some sort of powder inside the pouch.
Oh.
Hmm.
Hmm.
This seems very arcane.
I hold the pouch out to. I kind of gesture gently towards Zell and Plown because of the arcane.
Uh, what? I'll look in the pouch and be like, what is this?
Mm-hmm. That
Let's see. Would that be? Could I do a nature for that?
Yeah.
Would it have? Yeah. Okay. Wait, do
that's
I
good.
have? Oh,
That's
Charisma.
still good. Well, because yeah, it's finally getting the frog out of this god in my throat. Is some dirt.
It's some dirt.
I got an 18.
Zealous, you recognize this is filled with pepper.
Oh.
Pepper. It's
Pepper.
it's just it's just dried pepper.
Oh.
Why did this thing have a pouch full of pepper?
Like I said,
Honestly,
it's dirt.
I couldn't say. I mean, I know that if you inhale it, it sneezes. Maybe he used it to throw at people. Maybe he just really likes seasoning.
Hmm.
Clown, are you going to do your magic check against it?
Sure. Back up.
All right, Clown. This is what it is.
Bap. Yes, take me to an external link. Gosh. Ba, 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 ba. Handy. It didn't take me straight to it, so just 2 seconds.
Yeah, you gotta copy and paste it. It broke.
Ah, understood.
It worked.
Copy, paste,
Copy,
go.
paste.
Oh,
Well, while they're figuring that out, Zell's gonna take the Scion's body and start slowly dragging it towards the grass. Nobody needs to step over this body. Let's
That's
just move the
probably
carcasses off the side
wise.
of the road.
I move to help Bell. Move the
bird,
carcasses off the road.
bird friend. You done found a magic pouch. uh, it makes what it it I can't. I've lost his voice. Sorry. Hold on. Fuck. Hey yo. Hey yo. Hey. Yeah. It makes a spice out of whatever you want. Kind of spice it to be.
Oh.
So it's a pouch that
Pouch of spices.
makes spices.
Huh.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's magic.
Oh, okay.
It only
So
has one
Interesting.
charge remaining.
It only.
it just
Maybe they
makes your
cook
food
it a
taste a
lot.
little better.
Okay.
Looks at Cell. I think this thing was fixing to eat us.
Era will
Let
nod
me
to
see.
that. And I'll have a little bit of a look at the ruby. That
I
seems.
want I wanted to look at the over the crab to see if it's totally edible or not.
Oh yeah, it's an extremely large crab. Roll me a d6.
Yes.
It's like, fuck yeah, we're harvesting some crab, boys. We're
Five.
eating one
Uh,
night.
Aside from the small amount of crab meat that spilled out when it was destroyed, you have 5 rations worth of crab meat left.
Hmm.
Nice. Hey guys, I got well, I'm not one to really waste an animal that we killed, so we're gonna have some crab later. I'll hold on to it for now.
Fair.
All right.
That's fine. We're not eating him though. And he gestures to the
No.
side.
Oh no, no. Zell's trying to cover the body with some dirt, just not bearing a hole, but just like to just cover him over.
Aera, how are you
I-
investigating this ruby?
Go ahead.
Um, I'll take a closer look at it, I guess.
All right. Go ahead. Do a history check if you know history.
No, I don't think I do.
Roll it anyway. Let's find out. Maybe you'll look out.
That
Oh
is that. Oh,
Oh,
okay, right.
Yeah.
For what-
Wow.
for whatever
This
reason,
is the
she
one
just
thing you
knows.
know about history.
Aera knows the history around magical items.
This is why I like learning
Fantastic.
things, even if you don't have it. It's fun because sometimes you learn that the character just knows about demons for some reason. My character has a hobby studying magic artifacts. Actually, did not know that until just now.
Oh, I'm so sad this is going to me and not someone else because I'm not sure what it means.
I mean, you can say what you think
can-
it is
yeah.
and offer it to someone else. You don't have to keep that information secret.
Yeah, you can
Oh.
talk about it if something
can
your character knows.
So, um, so, mimicking voices the way that I do, I say that this is a ruby of the war mage etched with eldritch runes, and it allows one to use a simple or martial weapon as a spellcasting focus for spells. And
Oh wow.
well, hot damn.
I'm not really someone who uses spells. I just kind of hold out my hand with the ruby and gestures if someone wants it.
Yes, I
Zell-
sold suggestions.
We're
Zell
gonna have to
will push
visit why Aera knows about the history of magical weapons.
Right.
Specifically, this ruby.
Yes.
Uh,
Why not?
I think Zell will be like, hey, you should probably hold on to it. I mean, you found it, and you did a lot of work to make sure that he was gone, and I can't use anything like that.
I think what she's saying is she doesn't cast spells, so it
Oh.
wouldn't be any use to her.
Era
I don't
nods.
know if it's used to any of us, honestly, but it's something that she should hold on to. Otherwise, maybe she could use it to get something that is useful for her.
Yeah, it sounds like it's worth a lot of money.
Era shrugs and puts it in her pack, I guess.
All right.
Clown does a backflip.
So we are
Barely.
we are at 3 hours. Would you all like to continue on or halt here?
I actually have to go and do a thing soon.
Yeah, I think
So-
All right.
I think we're at a good stopping point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ah,
Hopefully, we can portal Lyra back into our lives.
yes.
What's
Hopefully.
gonna happen? She's gonna come back and we're gonna have two different adventures. Lyra's gonna have her own solo adventure. And we're trying to find her. It's gonna be great.
Oh. Yeah, this was interesting.
God.
Yeah, congratulations on beating the shit out of a scion, by the way.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was cool.
Well, that was cool. Yeah.
Oh.
Alright.
Well.
Absolutely
Glorious.
murdered.
My spells. I couldn't roll higher than a 3. Apparently, I wasn't allowed.
Bruh, same. I couldn't roll anything that would let me hit anyone. Oh my god.
Yeah, it was planning
I'm
an
not
Aria fucking everything up.
I'm
On
not
the
even
plus side-
joking. That is the second.
Go ahead.
No, that is the second time this character has been just on fire just because he is, and something has attacked him because of. I'm like, God damn it! At least
I'm glad I
maybe
went
I'm
with
staying
the.
true to form.
Yeah, I'm glad I went with the chalice because that definitely helps out a lot. I knew it was gonna be a lot of healing,
Oh,
but it's like
God.
okay, that works for all of you.
Mm.
You guys stay over there. I'll just throw healing words all over the place. Here you go.
Well, you know what? If Clown becomes more of a spellcaster monk, which if he is the monk I think he is, he might. That ruby might be helpful for him if he ever picks up a monk weapon.
I believe I do have a monk weapon. I just don't. My unarmed skill is fucking badass.
Crazy, yeah.
Ah.
Yeah, you're not at the point where it lets you.
So what you do is you have that ruby transposed underneath your palm.
That's what I was gonna say in character. I was gonna be like, I could just hold on to my knuckles for a while or my toes.
Yeah, I don't know what your secondary class is, but I'm assuming it's probably in the book smart realm.
It's spell casting.
Yep. Yep.
We're gonna get somewhere here.
And
Are
I
you
don't know
staying
if
on,
y'all
Natalie?
notice. Oh, go ahead.
I gotta go ahead and jump because I think the people I am waiting on to go do a thing are about to be here.
All right. Have fun.
You have a good one.
Take
Adios.
care.
Yep.
Natalie,
You guys
are
too.
you continuing streaming?
Talk to you later.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
I will send everybody over to you then.
Bye.
Oh, well, thank you. Bye. It was
Bye.
lovely playing with you guys.
Ooh,
That was another good session.
Very good.
stream to the raid to the Natalie Wintus. Because I'm ending my stream too.
Oh, well, thank you very much.
I have one person, so have fun with them.
Will do. Let's see, I'll see you guys later. Thank you so much.
Of course.
See ya.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
I just did a thing. I don't know what. It's fine. Everything's fine.
Everything is fine.
Everything is fine. Okay, I'll talk to you guys later. Thank you so much.
Adios.
Yep. Take care, Natalie.
Well, hello. Thank you, Raider. Thank you for the raids. Thank you very much for the raids. Welcome, Raiders. Oh, Muddle, thank you so much for shouting them out. Oh yeah, shout out has a cooldown. I don't really know why. I should remove that, actually. Thank you so much. So, yes, let's do some gaming. Oh, that's not where games exist. They are all coming. Yes, everyone is coming. Let's see. Should we? Oh gosh, I'm gonna regret this very, very much. But should we continue Hollow Knight? Oh gosh, I regret this already because I remember what I was doing last time. But yeah, it's been decided.